Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Ep.114 Promise podcast. My name is Chris, and today you are joining me and my best friend in the whole wide world, Mr. James D. Downey.
Hello.
As we sit together for a change again around our table on what is episode 114 of the Ep.114 Promise podcast. It's good to have you back around the table.
It feels good to be back. I feel at home again.
Yeah.
I feel right, Chris. I feel right.
I'm so glad we could do this. Now, don't get me wrong, as we were speaking before, I love that we have the ability to Zoom and to continue to do the podcast, but there's something special when we can sit opposite each other.
It's about being there.
It's about, that's it, yeah. Atonement, you said. Yeah. It's the power of one, being one. We are one with each other around this table.
It's like watching football on TV versus actually being there. You know what I mean?
That's it.
I'm not a massive football fan.
Yeah.
But I've heard that it's quite compelling to actually go and visit those places.
Yeah. And it's episode 114, D. And we are closing in on the Christmas break.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
We have like 2 more episodes beyond this in 2020.
Yeah. It's insane.
That is insane.
Yeah. Because we came back with 100, and then from 100 to 114 has just been an absolute blur.
14 weeks.
Yeah, that does not
great,
seem like 14 weeks. Like.
Yeah, that's pretty mad. Like.
Yeah.
Although 2020.
2020, I know, yeah. Who knows what 2021 is going to hold for us. It's going to be a good year for us, though, I think.
Well, yeah.
Maybe not for the world, but for the empty promise, it's going to be
I'm not sure what, like, I remember reading a couple of things. It's like, let's hope that 2021 is good as much as 2020 was bad. And we could have a pretty good year.
That would be pretty good.
Yeah, but that's not going to happen.
A lot of good. Like,
it's not going to happen.
No.
Probably going to hit by a fucking meteor.
It's not the weirdest thing that would probably happen at this point. It is Sunday. It is 11:14 a.m. and it is a bitterly cold Sunday morning day.
Yeah, it was fucking...
It's properly frosty out there this morning.
Cars were frozen up. I was outside for like 5 minutes. My nose turned red. You know, that type of stuff.
Well, we're sitting quite cozy now. I'm quite content with the temperature now where we're at. A little warmer would still be nice, but we'll get there. We have a delicious scented candle. I don't even know what it is anymore. It's some kind of spice.
It's heating us up as well.
Ah, the aromatherapies are just
to die for.
Thank you to everybody who has found the podcast this week and continues to find the podcast on a weekly basis. Coming up on today's episode, D.
Well, we're going to have our usual weekly news tidbits, a little bit of Caging the Beast, and a brand new segment, which I don't even know what this is.
That's right.
Chris is bringing us a brand new segment, which we'll explore. And then we're going to do our main topic, which is, of course, the People's Princess, Princess Diana, her death and the suspicious circumstances surrounding it.
The crazy suspicious circumstances, yeah.
And whatever theories expanded of that.
Yes.
And that'll be your lot for this week. We'll do some personal with the podcast.
Yep, we will. Some
community questions, of course. And then we'll go back to our caves until next week.
That's exactly it. Hold on to your butts. There we go. So let's start. Do you want a bit on this day?
Yes, I forgot about on this day.
Okay. Yeah, because we were saying before, we don't do lists when we're together because the book is in Belfast.
Because I forgot the book again.
Sunday the 6th of December, 1865. Let's go 1865 to start. This is when the 13th Amendment of the United States Constitution is ratified, which abolishes slavery.
Yeah, I called it.
Well done.
Yeah.
Your slavery abolishment. Yeah. 1921. Can you tell me something? You'll know this.
Wall Street?
No.
Oh,
was that 21 as well?
I think so, yeah.
Think Irish.
Oh.
I think we're going to Ireland.
Oh, the Irish Treaty?
Yes.
For independence?
Yes, exactly. The Anglo-Irish Treaty was signed. Ireland receives Dominion status. Partition.
Woohoo! Dominion!
The partition then creates Northern Ireland.
All right, yeah. Well, we're celebrating that. We're celebrating not next
unquote.
year, aren't we?
That's exactly.
Northern Ireland will be 100 years old.
Yeah, right enough. That's a big thing.
100 years of pure misery.
yeah. Don't come to Northern Ireland, folks. 1998. I don't know if you've seen my Instagram story this morning.
Oh, fuck. No.
1998? Yeah.
Titanic?
No.
No.
I think more political.
That's the only thing I had.
Okay.
Is it Good Friday? Are we still in Northern Ireland?
No.
Crap.
No.
Not here.
Hugo Chavez is elected as president of Venezuela.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Chavez.
Viva
He's
Chavez.
still in there, yeah. He's still like the,
Dictator?
diplomatic,
Dictator,
democratically elected leader.
Really?
No.
Is he still there?
I think so.
Fuck.
I'm just going by Parks and Rec.
Yeah,
the
same. Yeah.
episode. Hugo Chavez.
Viva Chavez. Yeah. 2002, the movie Adaptation, which is directed by Spike Jonze, starring Meryl Streep and
Nicolas Cage. Of course.
Premieres. Now, I have no idea what Adaptation is.
Adaptation is that one where he plays himself. He plays two characters.
Why is he always playing himself?
No, he's not playing
Why
himself.
is he always playing himself?
No, he's playing two characters. He plays the main character and then he also plays the main character's brother.
I think I've seen like a screenshot of this where he's sitting in the car as him. That's two people.
Yeah.
Does that make- yeah.
Okay. He's two people, yeah.
Okay.
They're like twin brothers or something.
And in 2017, Donald Trump's administration officially announces the recognition of Jerusalem as the capital of Israel.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Why did it take to 2017 though?
Because Jerusalem is like, it's like one of the most hotly contested parts between the whole Israel-Palestine conflict.
Mm-hmm.
So by picking a side, you're kind of saying,
Ah, okay.
yeah, we support Israel and not so much Palestine. Whereas everyone else kind of has a more kind of, it's a messy situation. Let's not.
Okay.
But that's Trump's thing. He kind of just like comes in and just, he's like, I'm not going to do any of that pussyfooting around. I'm going to make a
Just
decision.
go straight in and make a decision, yeah.
So about 60,000 people died.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm joking. No.
Well, that's some on this day for this week, D. And as we spoke before, we have a new, because normally I'd be bringing you the weekly wildlife fact now.
But we're no longer in November, which means no more wildlife facts.
No, which means for the next 4 weeks, I'm going to be putting you kind of on the spot with a couple of, basically, what I want you to do is I'm going to give you 3 things.
Okay.
And I want you to completely get rid of one. One has to be abolished, as if it from this moment on no longer exists.
Okay.
At all.
Okay.
Okay. So I'll start with a pretty easy one.
Okay.
Okay. So I've got 6 of these for you. PlayStation, Xbox,
Nintendo.
Really?
Pretty much.
From this moment on, cannot exist.
Yep.
No more Mario Kart.
Yep.
Ever.
Yep.
Okay. That's a fair one.
I know that's probably controversial AF.
I thought it was too. To me, I think I'd have to go Xbox.
Yeah, I'd say Xbox is probably the most popular around the world, but
Yeah.
like I play pretty much Xbox every day
Exclusively Xbox.
at this moment in time, and I don't want to miss out on God of War or any of the Uncharted games. I'm definitely a more like Western person for games. Like,
Okay.
Mario is great. Mario Kart is
brilliant.
awesome.
Yeah.
But like a lot of what Nintendo doesn't interest me. Like Animal Crossing doesn't interest me. I've never played a Metroid game.
Okay.
I played Zelda Breath of the Wild for about 2 hours.
Okay.
So,
yeah.
Unfortunately, that's just the person that I am.
Okay, fair
You
enough.
can hate me on the internet. Hate me in the comments if you wish, but I'm not changing.
Okay, here's one for you. Music, movies, or books.
That is hard
This is tough.
because I consume all of those.
Exactly. But one medium must go.
If I get rid of music,
Mm-hmm.
do I get to keep movie soundtracks?
I don't. I think you'll get to keep movie soundtracks, but you'll not be able to listen to them bar watching the
for
movie.
fuck's sake.
It has to be in the form of a movie.
That is hard. This is very hard
It's a tough one. Yeah.
because I love movies.
I had to think about this myself.
I listen to music every day.
Yeah.
I
Likewise.
probably couldn't work without music.
Yeah. But I love learning by reading.
Reading,
I love
yeah.
reading. But movies, I don't
couldn't
think I
say
can
no
ever
to
get rid of.
movies
Yeah.
though. I think I'm leaning towards music.
I
mean, I can still listen to podcasts, right?
yeah.
And audiobooks.
Yeah, I guess you could. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not. These are your rules.
Yeah, okay. No, okay, yeah, we'll give you that. You can still listen to podcasts. It's just the spoken voice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just not in rhythm.
Yeah. I still play games which have music in the background.
You could,
Play FIFA from my music.
but not on Nintendo.
No,
No.
it's gone.
It is a pretty tough one, like, to be
I
fair.
think music is probably gonna. I think music in with the time I have to say, I'm gonna go with music now just to make a decision.
Okay.
It's very painful. I
Yeah.
do listen to a lot of music. I probably listen to music more than I watch films. But the idea of not being able to watch a film, I think that's not like that really hurts.
I think I definitely listen to music more than I read books. But
Ditto, yeah.
But I value reading books more than listening to music.
Like if I need to properly understand something, I read a book.
Yeah.
I read about it.
Yeah.
I don't listen to it.
Yeah. I would get rid of the three. I would get rid of music.
Okay.
Pains me to say as well, but I would get rid of music.
I'm surprised with the movies thing because I don't even watch movies that often. But
you just don't. It's the knowledge that you could never watch movies.
Never sit down and watch it again. Whereas music, I do take for granted because I listen to it every day.
Mm-hmm.
If I had movie soundtracks,
can you watch a musical?
Yes.
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 Okay.
You can't watch like a concert though.
Yeah, this is what I'm thinking.
That's cheating.
Okay. Christmas, Halloween, or Easter?
Probably Easter.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Halloween either. Actually, I don't really care.
As
long as I have Christmas.
I love Halloween. Halloween's one of my favorite times of the year.
I suppose.
I really enjoy Halloween. Easter doesn't appeal to me that much. I know it's pretty significant, and I enjoy the time. It's hard to beat a good long mass around Easter as well.
You wouldn't think about it this way though. If there was no Easter, you're missing out on 2 bank holidays.
Ooh.
Whereas Halloween doesn't have any.
True.
So
true. You're also going to miss out on Easter eggs.
Don't really get those anymore.
Yeah, no way. Yeah, to be fair.
But yeah, I do. If you have kids around, you miss that kind of fun aspect of it.
There's Easter dinner as well. We'll have a dinner at Easter. Yeah. Yeah. Lamb's very popular at Easter.
I don't like lamb.
I'm not a fan. Well, never was a fan of lamb either. Yeah. But if I had to get Christmas is obviously staying.
Yes.
Christmas is obviously staying. So between Halloween and Easter, I think I'd get rid of Easter.
I gotta go Easter as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a good call. Chocolate, crisps, or popcorn?
Crisps.
Really?
Yeah.
That's boldy.
Popcorn is a crisp of sorts.
Oh, that's bold. I think I would be getting rid of popcorn.
Yeah.
There.
I do. Like, I know I'm not usual in the way that I do eat a lot of popcorn.
Yeah.
Like, popcorn is my go-to snack.
That's mad.
Yeah.
That's mad.
We always have a bag of popcorn in the house.
Yeah.
Salt and sweet, delicious.
It is pretty delicious.
Yeah.
But Doritos?
I would miss Doritos.
McCoy's?
I would miss McCoy's.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't eat them very often.
Okay. That's a good point. Popcorn is like, you eat so much of it that, well, not so much of it, but you eat it more frequently that you just couldn't get rid of it.
Yeah, kind of just like, I would really miss it because, I mean, maybe in like a year that would change. It would flip back. But
okay.
Yeah. Chocolate is just not in dispute though.
Okay.
Chocolate is staying.
Well, I got 2 more for you here.
Okay.
This one is from the Christmas dinner. So get rid of one of these from your Christmas dinner. Roast potatoes, turkey, or stuffing?
Stuffing.
Really?
I don't know. I don't want to commit to that just yet.
Oh.
I never used to be a big fan of stuffing.
I fucking love stuffing.
I've grown to love it.
I love it so much.
Particularly like that really moist stuffing that you get. Yeah.
Uh-huh. My dad does a really good cranberry stuffing as well.
But
like sausage meat stuffing.
Roast potatoes gone?
Yeah.
Like crispy roast potatoes?
Mm-hmm. What if I did a bad thing and went roast potatoes, turkey, or gravy?
I would gravy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could get rid of gravy. A lot of people love the gravy though.
It would make your regular potatoes that bit more difficult to eat, I think.
Yeah.
Not even that it's difficult to eat regular potatoes, but like it is nice to have a bit of, gravy in there.
Mm-hmm. But I mean I would take a roast potato and stuffing over having turkey.
You're vegan.
Yeah, but even so. Now if ham was in there, I think it's a different thing.
Ham would go.
I love ham.
Between all 3 of those, I would there wouldn't even be hesitation. Ham would go.
A real good glazed ham, Jesus D. That's
so you have your ham at Easter, which you got rid of, so you're screwed.
True. So there's no more ham ever again. So you'd be getting rid of stuffing?
Yeah, it's hard though.
It's hard.
But I do love. I know I love roast potatoes. Like crispy on the outside, fluffy on the inside.
Yeah.
With gravy, that's pretty delicious.
Yeah, it's fucking terrific. You got to think of those sandwiches that you're going to make afterwards as well.
Oh, but without stuffing? Are
without
they going to be
stuffing?
the same?
Yeah, no.
Fuck.
I mean, you got to throw a roast potato in your sandwich. It's different.
That's interesting.
It's different.
Okay, let's not dismiss anything.
I'm not dismissing. God no. I am a completely open-minded guy. You put anything into your sandwich there.
It's just 2 slices of bread. It's still a sandwich. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, that's tough now.
Yeah.
Because I love sandwiches. Probably like sandwiches more than I like Christmas dinner.
Yeah, I love sandwiches too. Anything between bread is terrific.
That's the hardest one yet. That's
Is
harder
it?
than music.
Oh, ooh.
No, it's not.
I hope anybody listening is playing along with
It's
this.
only
as well.
hard because Christmas is so
So close. If we were
And
in the
I think
midst
I'm
of
already-
summer.
Exactly. I wouldn't be like Christmas dinner. Who gives a fuck? Get rid of whatever one you want.
Okay. But because we're approaching
Yeah,
that.
I know Christmas is coming. I'm looking forward to my Christmas dinner. So
Yeah.
I'm thinking about all this stuff a lot more.
Good. Well, that's why I asked it, you know?
Yeah. Okay. Potatoes are gone.
The roast potatoes are gone?
Yeah. I keep my mash though, right?
Yeah, you can keep mash.
Okay. Potatoes are gone.
Okay.
Stuffing stays.
Turkey stays.
And turkey stays. Yeah.
Okay.
That was unquestionable.
Okay.
Yeah.
Final one for you then, D. Pork, chicken, or beef. This includes all products relating to.
Yes, bacon. Ham.
No, again, ham.
Yeah.
Ham's on the
is
block.
core and all this. So pork, chicken, or beef?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm leaning towards pork.
That's what I thought as well, but bacon, man.
I know.
Sausage.
I don't have a lot of bacon or sausage.
Do you like vegetable roll?
I do like
Vegetable roll is gone.
Yeah,
Ham's gone.
Lots of products are gone.
No
but
more-
it doesn't matter what way you cut it. Lots of products are gone.
No more sandwiches with ham. No more hang sandwiches.
Yeah. But you could have a turkey sandwich instead.
You could.
Turkey and stuffing.
Too.
Because that's still in the game, you know?
Or roast potato.
Yeah. Or a roast potato.
Roast potato sandwich.
You have a roast beef sandwich
Yeah.
with brown sauce.
I think if one of those had to stay, I would definitely keep beef.
I think I'd be leaning towards the chicken.
Chicken, because it's so versatile.
It is so versatile.
It goes with like anything.
Yeah.
I like beef because steak.
Yeah. And that would be a big miss.
Mm-hmm.
But I think for the amount of times that I have steak, if it were to
Mhm.
go, I don't think I would. It would suck anytime anyone did have
Yeah.
steak, but I wouldn't be like daily missing it. Whereas
It's hard-
chicken, I think
It'd be hard to say goodbye to chicken goujons. Like that's
chicken
pretty weird.
goujon, southern fried chicken,
Jesus.
oh,
Like a fillet box.
chicken curry,
fillet burger.
chicken fillet burger, excellent.
Chicken fillet burgers are great.
They are.
Mm.
Yeah, no, there's a lot to be losing out. There's no winner in any of these scenarios, Chris.
No, there's none.
We're always losing something.
We're always
very,
losing.
very
But you have
important.
to. So, are you getting rid of pork in that one?
Yes.
Okay,
Pork is
great.
gone.
Okay.
Unfortunately,
Okay.
no ham at Christmas
That's
this year.
interesting.
Oh well.
Now you know GMC Downey just a little bit better, but the things he gets rid of from his life
Yeah.
so easily.
Yeah.
So easily. He's just said goodbye to music just like that.
I live a life without music, without song.
I hope the podcast don't cut music, otherwise we're truly
We're
fucked.
fucked, yeah.
But thank you for that. And this is the new segment. Each week I'll bring you 6 more.
We got a catchy name.
topical.
It's called 6 Tough Scenarios for D to Answer Live on Pod
That's it. That's
segment.
it. That's it. I need a pen.
You don't want to forget that.
6 tough scenarios. Just writing that down for D. Whew. Excellent. Okay, well, thank you for that, and I hope that you're answering some of those if you're listening to the podcast.
In the comments below,
Yeah, you can let us know.
give us your ones.
Yeah.
In the comments below, you can let us know.
Oh, that's good. We should do that in a new segment.
We should do that in a new segment.
In the comments
In
below.
the comments below.
we should. Yeah, we're gonna have to think of a real good one for January,
Yeah. We're going to do...
like a New Year's resolution one.
We're going to keep that. We got things in the back.
We got things going on.
Yeah, we're working on
Yeah.
things. Yeah, don't worry about it.
I think it's about time we did some news.
Okay.
News of the week.
News of the week. We will get a little jingle
jingle?
for that, yeah.
little
Well, no, we won't.
A
Simply
little
promise.
jingle,
podcast.
jangle, jingling.
A little jingle, jangle, jangle. I'm so happy in the jungle.
Look up in the sky. If you're lucky, you might see some reindeers passing by.
Ooh. Why?
Because Santa Claus is coming.
Oh.
He will soon be on his way. Then everyone can have a very merry Christmas day.
Oh, beautiful.
Wasn't it?
Yeah.
I feel like
As a Chris Callahan
I feel
original.
like we peaked way too early with the Santa stuff. No? It's the 6th of December. Like,
No, like it's December's fair game. Santa's
You
in,
think?
Santa's in the mix.
Okay.
Kids are going to see him.
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Fair.
Santa it's on.
Who wants to start the news?
on like
I only
that.
have one piece.
I will try and start it. I'm not 1000% sure that this is going to load.
Okay.
Oh, it did load. Okay, excellent. Everyone's favorite politician, Margaret Thatcher.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Boris Johnson.
Oh God, no. Much more loved than him.
Okay.
They have unveiled a council is planning to spend £100,000 on the not on the statue, but on the unveiling of a Margaret Thatcher statue. £100,000 on unveiling it.
How are they unveiling it?
I have no idea.
Is it like a silk curtain or something?
I don't even understand like how they're going to spend this much
Margaret,
money.
as in the Iron Lady.
The Iron Lady, yeah, the one who like one of the most hated women
in politics
in
ever.
Britain, potentially the world.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
One of the most divisive figures ever.
Is getting £100,000 unveiling of a statue, not just the statue. Statue probably costs more.
Probably, yeah. 1,000 people have already pledged to that they will turn up at an egg throwing contest on the same day.
Absolutely.
The £300,000 bronze statue. So there you go. 400, almost $500,000 spent on this endeavor.
It's made from bronze? Why didn't they make it from iron?
I know. Literally, that is one of the top comments. Is like, you had the best opportunity. Like, I mean, at least people have a little bit of respect.
Yeah.
You know, no one really. Well, a lot of people didn't like her. Some people absolutely despised her. But at least if it's the Iron Lady made out of iron, you kind of have to respect that.
Yeah.
You know, the artist did a good job there. But no,
that's pretty. We make it out of bronze.
Fucking bronze.
Oh,
the bronze
bronze
lady.
could look dirty, like, you know.
Bronze has that kind of like, you know, that archaic look to it. It's
Like
kind of
aged,
like,
yeah.
Exactly. It looks kind of like it's more important because it's old, even though it's very new.
I mean, this thing is going to be disfigured no matter what. Like, let's be real.
Yeah, they have placed it on a 10-foot high plinth to try and prevent vandalism, making the entire structure over 20 foot tall in total.
You got a good ladder guy? You got a 12-foot ladder?
You got a good ladder guy?
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but I got a great ladder guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people are very annoyed about potentially wasting 100,000 on a future rubble pile in the middle of a pandemic.
Whereabouts is this going to be situated? Sorry.
It is in, gosh, I had it here, but it's now disappeared.
Okay, that's fine. No, that's fine.
Casteven District Council.
Casteven,
yeah.
So a place in England.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's her where she was born and grew up.
Okay.
A fitting tribute to the Iron Lady who was born and brought up in the town. The proposed outlay sparked anger among critics who suggested it was excessive during a time of national hardship. Yeah, it doesn't play well.
Especially this year.
This year in
year
these circumstances, and they're spending this amount of money on
400,000
on an already highly divisive figure.
I'm assuming the 100,000 has to be going towards either a public figure's wage to attend and unveil it.
It's probably like crowd control and
Yeah.
like booking things and all that shit.
Because there's no way you're going to like get like a blanket or sheet at
A lot of people-
100,000.
A lot of people will be like, she just does like just put it up.
Yeah.
Just put it up.
Yeah.
It's going to be defaced really quickly. There was an original one made out of stone which was decapitated within days.
Wow.
Yeah, so like it's
Yeah, stone.
yeah.
Don't know about that. That's good news, D. That's good. That's nice, wholesome news that the Iron Lady's getting a 400,000 statue in her name.
She is
Fantastic.
She's not well loved.
No.
Got more lighthearted news now. Moving away from the Iron Lady.
Okay.
A Taiwanese man has been forced to sell his PlayStation 5 after his wife realizes that it is not, in fact, an air purifier, and like he had previously informed her. So we've seen all the memes about how the PlayStation 5 looks like kind of like a router or like an air purifier or whatever. Well, this guy used that to his advantage.
No, I'm sorry. Shame on her. Shame on her for believing it. Like,
the wife, was quite eager to sell the PlayStation 5. She explained that. It was the seller. The man explained to the person who bought it that it turns out that women can tell the difference between a PlayStation 5 and an air filter.
that's
Shockingly.
That's
like,
crazy.
Can you imagine? Like, fuck's sake.
Shame on her.
Shame on her.
I'm sorry, but
shame on
you
him.
know what a PS5 is. If you can afford a PS5, you know what a PS5 is.
Yeah, but he's the one who bought it.
Oh, yeah.
He brought it home and told her it was an air purifier.
I thought maybe she bought it for him or something. All right, okay.
She was like, this is an air purifier. He was like, this is an air purifier. She's like, okay. And then she was like, that's a PlayStation 5, isn't it? Like, get the fuck out of here.
That's crazy. Like, how did that make news?
Because the PlayStation 5 is super sold out.
It's crazy. I'll tell you what's not sold out. Nintendo games. As one boy in England found out horribly.
Oh dear.
So a little boy was left bitterly disappointed on his birthday.
Oh no.
Yeah. When he unwrapped his new computer game to find out the box was empty. So
God.
Cole Gibbs is the name. I'm trying to read.
Nintendo is the game.
Yeah, Cole Gibbs is the boy. Pardon me. Pardon me.
Pardon him.
Real bad there. He'd been after Super Mario Party for the Nintendo Switch.
Mm-hmm.
So his dad, Colin, said he splashed out $49.99 to buy it from Sainsbury's, which is crazy for a Switch game. Anyway, however, when Cole unwrapped the gift on his 6th birthday, he was left super deflated by the fact there was nothing in the box. So Colin, the presumably angry dad, went back to the Civic Way supermarket to complain, but he was told that computer games were not guaranteed because they were sealed before arrival, and he'd have to take this issue up with Nintendo.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
So he goes to Nintendo, and Nintendo have told him that the issue is actually between Sainsbury's and the supplier. So he goes back to the store with a letter from Citizens Advice, which claims that the supermarket was liable to rectify the issue as it had sold him the product. And 2 days later, the store finally apologized and agreed to let the game be replaced, and added a Lego set as an additional birthday gift.
This shouldn't be as complicated as it was.
No.
Someone brings back a game box and it's empty to
Yeah.
the supermarket. You just give them another one.
Yeah.
And then you work it out with the supplier or Nintendo.
Yeah. Although, this is the thing as well.
Would they have thought he was maybe scamming them?
That's exactly it. What would be stopping him going home, opening it, chucking the game out and returning and being like, listen, I just bought this and there's no game in there. Can I have another one? Gets another one, sells it.
Yeah. How do you prove that?
That's good.
You have to seal it. You have to unseal it to prove it was empty.
Exactly. I never thought about that. Anyway, the father, Colin, thanked the store in the end, but wanted to just warn people about what happened to him, saying to always check the box. But you can't check the box.
And without opening it.
Yeah.
At which point they've already said you've opened it.
I mean, can you imagine any of those nights that we ever went to, like, remember the night we went and got gears?
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine getting home,
Oh, and it'd be empty?
opening and it being empty?
No, I'd be heartbroken. Like.
Oh yeah, I'd be devastated. Completely
I'd also
devastated.
be livid as well.
Yeah, very, very angry. Yeah.
I think like most supermarkets would just replace it. Like they
Yeah.
wouldn't even ask questions because like at the end of the day, £50, it's a drop in the water, isn't it?
But for them to say that games weren't guaranteed, that's a strange thing.
Oh, that's
like.
a stupid ass thing. Like.
Yeah.
They're just trying to get rid of the problem. Like.
It's them trying to cover their own
Like,
backs.
oh no,
like,
we just get the item in.
We just
put
get
it
it
up
and
in the
we just sell
shelves.
it.
That's it. That's what we do.
Well, if you can't, I mean, that's pretty stupid because you also get food items in. And if those food items aren't 100% up to scratch, you're not going to sell those.
Exactly. Yeah.
So,
You do have a responsibility.
yeah. Anyway,
Sort your shit out, Sainsbury's.
he got the game, so at least he's happy now.
Yeah. But he missed it in his 6th birthday, Chris.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
You know, took
Pretty
a
shitty.
couple of days. Now, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
what are you gonna do? That's the world. That's this
That's
year.
2020
That's
for you.
2020. Yeah.
Just another fucking kick
any
in the
other
nuts.
year. Any other year.
You know? He would have got 2 games in 2021, but no. 2020 gets nothing. Well, speaking of fortune and misfortune, Chris,
Yeah.
cries of scam have went up in South Africa after the lotto Powerball jackpot was won by 20 different people who all played the numbers
Mm-hmm.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, with a bonus ball 10.
No way.
And it was 20 winners who played those numbers in the South African Lotto website.
What?
So, would you believe if the Lotto numbers came up, like here, if they came up 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10?
I would never play those numbers.
No. It literally says on the website, do not play the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Why?
Because the amount of people who play the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 would mean you'd be sharing the jackpot with like hundreds and hundreds of people.
Nothing to see.
So there's no point in playing them. Even if you did win, like you're not going to win a whole pile. But 6 consecutive numbers have never been drawn in any state or international lotto game. Ever. This is the first time 6 consecutive numbers have ever been drawn. I have all the drawing results for more than 180 state and international lotto games going back more than 50 years. Even 5 consecutive numbers is a very rare occurrence that in most lotto games has never happened once.
Wow.
So there you go. And some people are saying it's scam. Other people are saying it's just. I mean,
It's potluck. Like,
it's the lotto. It's completely
lotto,
random.
yeah.
So like the chances of being 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6. Is it pretty much the same as it being any other combination of numbers?
Do you believe in these people who can read the lotto?
No.
No.
Well, I think it is just pretty fucking random. Like, if they can read the lotto, then they have rigged the machines. I think.
But what do you think about that when it comes to like counting cards?
That's very different, though.
Is it though?
Yeah.
Is it not just probability?
Yeah, but the difference is when you're playing cards, counting cards, you know how many like decks is in like the shoe or whatever, and then you're keeping track of all the cards that come up throughout the thing, so you know like what cards have been eliminated from the deck, so you know at what point it's more likely for you to, if you have a king now, you know the odds of the dealer having a king as well are like so much lower because you've seen 3 kings already come out. That's counting cards. Whereas the lotto is a full, you know, there's the fucking, what do you call that? What would you call it? The
Just
ball?
a big ball of
The ball of balls.
Yeah.
It's full up every time. You start from scratch every time, so you only have.
But do you think even if you start saying, well, 9 came up 3 weeks in a row, this is the 4th week it's come up, that's again just potluck?
Just potluck, yeah. You know, if the 9 never went back in,
the Euromillions website gives you stats and shit like this. You know that?
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it gives you like a full thing. Like this number has come up so many times. This number has come up. This one hasn't.
that's called. There's a.
You know, like we're waiting on like 14 to come up. It hasn't come up in like 10 weeks.
That's like I think pretty sure that's a gambler's fallacy. That's what that's called. So that's like when you're like, say you're playing roulette and you're just going black and red, and you're going, well, it's been black 4 times now. It has to go to red next.
Yeah.
Doesn't. There's a 50% chance.
Still, it's
every
always
single
50-50,
time. Yeah, it doesn't matter how many times in a row, or it's not 50-50 because there's that green one as well. But it's like, you know, you're like, oh, it has to switch. Like, it can't be black again.
Yeah.
It can, and it probably will be. Well, there's a 50-50 chance it will be. It's a very hard thing to like, because humans are like, we're fucking hardwired to like notice patterns, to notice these things. So it's hard for us to go like, nah, it's just 50-50. We'd be like, nah, it's been black 4 times. It's gonna switch eventually. Like, it has to switch eventually. It's gonna be this time, right?
A funny story with that. When I was in tech, there was one day myself and most of the guys from the class, we were all up the street in Armagh, and we called into one of the bookies, and there was a roulette machine. Now, I was never a big fan of roulette or gambling or anything like that. I didn't honestly understand what was going on, but I was interested to watch and see. But the guys that were putting the money into the machine were waiting on 0 to come up.
Oh, yeah.
Because it had said number of times from last 0. And it was like 5 or 6. And they were like, well, it's got to come up and it's got to pay out quite big. So they went from like normal like £1-2 pound bets to like £5 bets. Then it went to like £10 bets. Then it went to 20s.
Because it's been so long.
Because it had been so long. I'm not joking you, D. It was probably another 13 or 14 times they were putting 10s and 20s into this machine, and 0 had still not come up.
Yeah.
And we were all like we were losing our shit around that machine, because it was like, this is going to pay out big. At the time we were collecting, you know, EMA. Remember the EMA bonus? Yeah. They were going to they were withdrawing their EMA and putting the whole thing in, waiting for this to pay back. Now we had class coming up, so we had to leave. And I actually, I can't remember if it paid out or if they cashed out or what happened. But again, it's that fallacy. You think 0 has to come up. It doesn't.
Well, yeah, because
you know,
the thing about that though is kind of, it's a little bit different because
it's electronic.
Almost, yeah, there probably is a element of that. But whenever you're doing black and white, that's binary, so it's always 50-50. But in that one,
it's black, white, and the 0.
It's all the numbers, right? And then 0 is just one of those numbers out of how many on a 64 or something like that on a roulette wheel, maybe more.
Is it like?
Maybe it's 128 or something like that. I have no idea.
I genuinely don't know.
42? Whatever it is. There's a 1 in 42, 64, whatever the number is, chance of you getting that. So you would be fair enough to say if you do it 64 times, you should hit it once in that.
Yeah.
But when it's electronic as well, there's a whole other element to that, because those machines are all programmed to have like a specific, they're all set to have a specific rate of how much they pay out per money going in. Like, I wouldn't trust those fucking things at all. Like,
it was just, I just remember losing my shit, because these guys I was watching them put like 20s into this machine, thinking like, that's 20 quid gone. I know. Like, what if that doesn't show? What if that doesn't go up?
You're fucked.
But they were sure they were just going to keep putting money in until it eventually paid out.
At which point you get all of your money back and not a penny more.
Exactly.
I did it. It's like those, those crane machines as well.
Oh yeah,
Those are like
they are rigged to.
They are completely rigged.
Pick up once every
20 turns.
Yeah,
you have an actual chance of picking something up. Like
that's crazy.
Like
that's where you get machines like that are win every time. You put a pound in, you win something no matter what.
You win 5p.
Yeah.
If they know if you keep doing that, they're going to make a ball off you.
Mm-hmm. You can if you're fortunate enough that if you go to a machine on your first try and you pick up a teddy bear and you drop it in and you have the money to continue to go and count the amount of times until your next teddy bear, you can easily just stand back then after that.
That's it, yeah.
And wait for people.
Do that.
Wait for people, and then you walk up in like the 50th turn and grab the teddy with £20 attached to his chest, and there you go. You walk away. Yeah. £20 richer.
People sit in like shopping centres and they work out that number by watching other people do it, and then they wait for someone to do it 10, 20 times, whatever it is, and then they walk up and try and
it's insane.
That's sad for £20. Like fuck me. But anyway, there you go. If you wanna if you wanna win those machines, that's how you do it. But yeah, that's the South African lotto.
Sorry, go.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. People claiming it's a farce. The lotto insists that it's not. It's just probability.
Wow.
Fucking
the law of probability. Who invented that?
I have no idea.
No, I thought it was
John Probability.
John.
Good guy.
John Probs. That was his name. Oh shit. Yeah, I just remember doing that. I actually like that whenever we used to do it in school, like in maths. Probability came up. I used to like that, like looking at like die and stuff, and how many times like 6 and stuff would come up, and I enjoy that. You're
like Rain Man.
I am Rain Man.
You're like doing all the math. Like, then blackjack.
Doing all the math in my head, none of it right. Not a single answer was right. I failed maths until I was like 20 years old. That's just something I just cannot get my head around. Numbers, nope, never gonna happen. Give me English any day
of the week.
Yes.
I've just got our Nick Cage news.
Yeah.
Enter the Caging the Beast segment.
Caging the Beast.
We'll play the intro music now.
Rawr.
Yeah, and that. Yep. Awesome. Got that done by an audio engineer. Jim Sands. Not Jim Sands, Jim Sinker.
Jim Sinker, yeah.
Did that one first.
Right enough, yeah. You can do that first.
You did. That was it there.
Oh, rawr.
Yeah, there it is again. Thank you, Jim Sinker, for that. So, Caging the Beast. It was a quiet news week, even for Nick Cage. He must be winding down for the winter or something. I don't know. He's like a bear. He's fucking hibernating. He's hibernating right now. But the website looper.com conducted a poll with over 100,000 people, 143,000 responses.
Ooh.
To try and determine what is the best Nick Cage movie.
Oh.
Yeah. Now they're like, let's just go through some of like his best roles. The Wicker Man, obviously.
Yeah.
Times at Ridgemont High, Leaving Las Vegas, Adoption, which you already mentioned today. Con Air, Gone in 60 Seconds, Face Off,
The
Rock, like so many like amazing Nick Cage movies.
Family Man, what movie?
Family Man, Lord of War. He's been so many good films and bad films.
Ghost Rider, Knowing.
Yeah, all the bad films as well. Wicker Man. With such an eclectic career, that's a perfect word to describe Nick Cage.
Oh, yeah.
Eclectic.
It's
no surprise that many fans continue to debate whether some of Nick Cage's more offbeat roles are the work of genius or just bad acting. There is a lot to choose from, but Looper took on the challenge and asked fans around the world to pick Nick Cage's best movie. And with 143,000 responses, we have an answer. Now,
have you got the statistic of what the top is, if that makes sense?
I have the percentage of the vote that it won, yeah.
What is the percentage, first of all?
54. So it was tight. Like, it was razor thin, like.
Did this boil down to just 2 movies, or was this like 54%?
No, this is like
down off it? Okay.
54%. Yeah, so actually, it's not even that razor tight. It's probably pretty high up. Let me see if I can get the stats on the rest of them. Wow. Okay, that's pretty surprising. Yeah, okay, but I'll give you all the stats after. But 54% of the vote, this movie won. What do you think it is?
like part of me wants to say it's National Treasure,
Right.
but I'm thinking that it could be Con Air because it's so knowing, you know.
True. Or it could be knowing because it's so knowing.
No, knowing's terrible.
Yes, it is. It's awful.
Maybe Gone in 60 Seconds, but I don't think 54% takes that. I'm gonna say National Treasure.
You're 100% correct.
Oh,
National Treasure, as voted by the fans, is Nick Cage's best movie. Which, like, I totally get.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's the popular choice. It makes perfect sense.
It's family friendly.
Yeah.
It's action packed.
It's great.
It's got the history. It's got comedy.
Yeah.
It's got everything. It's got Sean Bean.
It's got Sean Bean.
Yeah.
It's got Nick Cage.
Yeah, it's got John Voight. It's a great movie.
John
Actually.
Voight.
Oh fuck yeah, 54%. Well done.
It's got American history. It's got Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Treasure hunting.
Yeah,
It's got it all.
Yeah, it's got them vibes. Yeah.
It's got it all.
What was the next percentage down after that then?
Yeah, so there was 54% for that to see Benjamin Gates in that National Treasure. As for the rest of the votes, I was shocked by this. 20% chose Face Off.
Wow.
Face Off for 20% of
With
the
John
vote.
Travolta?
With John Travolta, yeah. I've actually never even seen that entire
No.
film. And then others, there was a variety of his other roles. Mandy or Lord of War.
Mandy.
14% of respondents wrote in other candidates, throwing their hats in for fan favourites like Moonstruck, Raising Arizona, and The Rock. So, like, The Rock wasn't even put in as one of his best.
Jesus.
So
Well, The Rock is quite Sean Connery-esque.
yeah, you may argue it's
Yeah.
not necessarily his movie, but yeah.
Wow. 54%. That's nice. That's a nice percentage.
Yeah, I'm glad. I'm glad that National Treasure gets the props that it deserves
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
in the worldwide public.
Yeah. Well done. Well done, public, for 140,000 people voting.
Well done,
for
Nick
that.
Cage,
Yeah, well done, Nick
for
Cage.
making National Treasure.
Yeah. Jerry Bruckheimer and Nick Cage at their best right there. Wow. Excellent.
Of course, they're in early pre-production for National Treasure 3.
I thought Con Air definitely would have got a bit more there.
It's hard to say though, because some films, like, that's worldwide, so like some films just don't perform
worldwide.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's true, actually. That's true. Awesome. Okay, right. That our news?
That's the news.
That's
yeah.
the news, and that's Caging the Beast, and that's everything wrapped up. Before we get stuck into our main topic then, remember you can find the video version of this podcast over at youtube.com/emptypromisepodcast. That is the video version, and the audio will be available on any podcast hosting service. We hope it finds you well. If you are watching somewhere where you are able to give us a like, thumbs up, or rating, using the rating system that your website provides,
Yeah.
that would be terrific. That helps us out tremendously in growing the podcast. But we thank each and every one of you for finding it, for listening, for tuning in on the weekly basis. It is a pleasure to do this each and every week. And with all that being said, I think we can move into our main topic
Yeah.
of this week. Yeah.
We could segue smoothly into our
Yeah.
main topic of this
Yeah.
week, which is, of course,
The
the Lady's Princess.
Yeah.
The People's Princess.
The People's
Lady's-
Princess, Lady Di.
Lady Diana.
Obviously, it's a nice time. Oh, sorry, pardon me. It's a nice time to hit this because The Crown is so fucking popular right now on Netflix.
yeah.
Like super popular. Have you?
Haven't seen it.
No.
Haven't seen a
No,
second of it.
I'm the exact same. I have no idea what's going on, but everybody seems to love it. So
Yeah.
I said this week I was going to watch a bit to do some research, quote unquote
yeah.
research, but I didn't.
I've heard that the royal family, or like whatever, the organization behind the royal family, have asked Netflix to put up a disclaimer to say that it's fictional. It's a fictional piece of work, the Crown.
Okay.
Even though it,
It represents
yeah,
real.
it's talking about the current queen and all of that, but
None of this is real.
none of this is
The
real.
people that you see are not real.
I guess they don't want it to be perceived as like this actually happened, which is very convenient
It is.
for the royal family.
The piece that we are going to talk about this week, though, in particular, is the events leading up to,
Surrounding
and the actual
Proceeding.
event itself. Lady Diana's death,
yeah,
which took place in 1988
1988 in Paris.
in Paris.
Do you remember we had an anagram of this
Yes.
on a list a few
Yes.
weeks ago? I actually forget. I wish I had brought the book so we could have checked that. But
Yeah, it was like Crash in Paris or something, or Angel in Paris. Something. It was something in Paris.
yeah,
Yeah, that was freaky. That anagram is actually a thing.
Yeah.
I actually walked past the memorial site in Paris when I was there.
The tunnel, was it?
I had no idea what it was,
Oh, right.
and then I read the inscription. I was like, oh shit, right, okay.
It was a massive event, like, and so many people across the world were like in genuine mourning when they found out about her having died. Like,
it's the biggest thing. Like, she was, as you say, the people's princess.
Yeah.
You know, she was. And I don't want this to sound wrong, but she was as common a princess,
oh yeah,
a common elite, like of royalty as you can get. She's probably the most humble.
yeah. That was
You know, if
definitely
that
like,
makes sense.
the way she was like portrayed in the media, not portrayed in the media, but the way she like interacted with the media was like kind of, it wasn't kind of like, yes, I am a princess and, you know, deal with me with respect. I think she was like quite a shy person and, you know, as you said, down to earth. Like in the research for this, I read a few things about her. She was the only, either the only or the first in hundreds of years, betrothed prince, like a woman to be marrying a prince
Yes.
who had worked for money,
Oh yeah.
who had earned a living prior to becoming engaged.
Yeah.
She's the first one of those in hundreds of years. You know, she didn't just grow up in wealth
Yeah.
and then get married off to a prince.
Yeah. Yeah.
Although she did come from money, which I was surprised from.
Did she
came,
come
yeah,
from
she came from quite a wealthy family.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like her father was a lord, like Lord Spencer of Earlsworth, Tilbury or something. I don't know. So she did come from money. She came from quite a high up, status, and that's why obviously that they were in the same circles and they could interact. But at a young age, she left home, not like run away or anything, but she went to London to work. She worked as a nanny or as like a what do you call that?
An au pair.
An au pair. That's the word, Chris. I was like, what's that French word? You had
Au pair.
She worked as like an au pair, and like earned her own wage. She lived with friends. So she shared a flat. Like she wasn't living in some grand castle. She had like exposure to the real world, I think, and that's why people could actually like
relate to her.
Exactly, like you could relate to her.
Yeah, she was a seriously intuitive person.
Yeah.
That's what kind of see as this goes on. She stated when she was younger that she was intended to marry into royalty. She always said she was going to marry a prince or marry into royalty, I guess. And as we'll see, as we said later, when some of these conspiracies come up, just how intuitive she actually was, which is kind of
weird in places, right?
Weird and kind of disturbing in places as well. Yeah.
Yeah, no, she was.
But yeah, it was an event across the world that completely shocked the world. And what we're going to touch on is the fact that there was, it's been theorized that there's some kind of organization behind, not organization, but an organized criminal conspiracy behind the death, behind the
accident.
Yeah, behind the quote unquote accident. That's it. That's exactly it. Yeah. Of Diana, Prince of Wales. How do you want to do this?
I think the way I had it structured was that we'll just talk about the actual accident, and then I think we should probably touch on like what happened between Diana and Charles,
yes.
Prince and Princess of Wales, how they wound up in the scenario that they were in, and why she was in the car with this guy,
Dodi Al-Fayed.
Dodi Al-Fayed on the night in question, and the circumstances related to that, and why they may have been a problem for the
royals,
crowd,
for the crown,
you know. So basically, right, this is one of the things that's astounded me, right, when I was reading about this. So Prince Charles, just spoiler warning for all he does not come off well in like any single part of this discussion.
No,
like
he doesn't.
There's not much to like about this man at all. No. Even taking away the idea that there may have been a conspiracy for the royals to kill his wife, which he would have been involved in. Even if you negate that as a possibility, he does not come off well really anywhere. I don't think. He's 13 years older than her. Yeah, or was, and met her for the first time whilst in a relationship with her sister.
Yes, yeah, Prince Charles. Yeah, he was in a what's the sister's name?
I don't actually have the sister's name on hand.
But yes, he was in a relationship with the sister,
with her elder sister, and that's when the first time he met Diana.
He met Diana, yeah.
And it was a few years, I think it was like 4 years later, that he decided that he would he like seen her as a good prospect as a wife or whatever, and decided like,
That's a nice way to describe a woman nowadays.
oh yes, yeah,
A nice,
she'll be a good prospective wife.
Yeah, nice
Bit
prospect.
of arm candy, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
She obviously was like very beautiful.
Oh yeah, yeah,
And
gorgeous.
like, you know, worthy of a prince. To
Yeah.
put it in a fucking pretty vulgar way. But yeah, like even from the outside, like, that's the first thing I was kind of like, that's strange enough. Like that like I always thought that kind of stuff was like years and years and like hundreds of years ago, where like a prince would just pick a woman 13 years his junior and just be like, yeah, you're my wife now.
Yeah.
But it seems like in those kind of high up circles, that type of shit still happens. They're like, let's make you respectable enough to marry a man who can, you know.
That's
provide
still
or
happening
whatever.
now.
Yeah, it probably is, like
100%.
but like in the most like, you know, the most recent royal like weddings, engagements and all that shit, it's been more like, oh yeah, a man meets a woman, fall in love, get married.
Yeah.
Whereas this kind of harkens back to the day where it was like, we will find you prospective suitors, you know, we'll find you people who you should marry of the correct status.
Yep.
Blah blah blah. You know, you don't just marry commoners and all that shit. Because you know, royals. You know, got to keep up appearances.
1981. Then she got engaged to Charles.
Yeah, after like what, 8 months?
Yeah.
Yeah, like pretty quick. They started dating.
That's what we mean. It's pretty quick. Like it's in and down. Charles being the eldest son of Queen Elizabeth.
Yeah. Heir to the throne.
Heir to the throne is right. And their wedding then took place at St. Paul's Cathedral. Huge wedding. Huge.
Excuse me. Yeah,
huge.
they didn't have it in Westminster Abbey because they wanted additional seats.
Yeah.
Massive wedding, massively like televised.
Yeah.
Again, this is like the People's Princess thing again coming. People watch, like the whole nation watched. They felt like they were part of the wedding.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Oh yeah. She was massively
Popular.
received by the people.
Yeah.
They then go on to have two sons.
Yep. Harry and
William.
Yep.
Yeah.
The Princes of Wales. The Princes of Wales?
Yeah, Princess of Wales, yeah, absolutely. And yeah, they're second and third in line to succession of the British throne. However, the marriage then from this point on kind of started to suffer.
Yeah.
And this is where we kind of see Diana kind of going one way, Charles going the other way, and then this is where these theories start to come in that, well, basically, and I don't want to jump too far ahead here, but from what I gather, Charles wanted to marry Camilla.
Camilla Parker Bowles, yeah.
Yeah.
His current wife.
But he was already at this point married to Diana.
Yeah, exactly.
The only way Charles could marry or unmarry one of these two women is if one of them were to die.
No, because they did get divorced.
Yes, they were
Not
divorced.
to jump too far ahead, yeah, they did get divorced.
Okay.
So he was free to marry basically after that.
Right,
point.
so he was free to marry at this point.
Yeah, after the
Okay.
divorce. Yeah. But
Okay.
yeah, so the whole Camilla Parker Bowles thing is interesting because he went out with her before Diana.
Yes.
Almost certainly was having an affair with her.
Well, he was seeing her.
To,
yes.
Yeah.
It's common knowledge.
Yeah.
He was seeing her.
There was there was a big leak of tapes and letters and stuff that was done by somebody to the BBC or by the BBC or something like that. And basically, both not Camilla, Diana and Charles were kind of revealed to be like, what do you call that word? Not faithful to each other. So they were both kind of having affairs. They were effectively separated. Like they were no longer together. But in the like lens of the nation, they were still the Prince and Princess of Wales. You know.
Yeah.
Obviously, the royal family doesn't want this perception of like, you know, the heir to the throne sleeping about.
Yeah.
And
of course. It would imagine how bad that would look.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, and his wife kind of like doing the same. Like she should be, you know, tending after him. They still had these ancient perceptions of how things work. So, like that's another thing that I found interesting is like even through their breakup, they were separated from like the mid 80s, 86, something like that. They never got divorced in 96. Like so they were basically living apart.
Right.
Sleeping apart, you know, sleeping around, doing whatever. Okay. But married.
Yeah.
Because of basically convenience.
Yeah.
But in order for them to actually get divorced, they had to have, I can't believe this, right? They had to get the Queen to sign off. They had to get they had conversations with the Prime Minister and like security forces to say like they're gonna have a divorce. Like, can everyone agree that we're gonna do this?
Really?
That's like everyone had to agree. They had to get the Queen's blessing and her husband Philip's blessing to actually announce that they were getting divorced. I think Diana did something as well where she mentioned the divorce or the separation kind of on her own terms, which she said in a press conference about the divorce, which was not well received back at, like, I was going to say HQ, but like at the royal family, Buckingham Palace.
We'll just call that HQ. We know that that's HQ now. Yeah.
They didn't like the fact that she was saying things that weren't officially released by the palace, you know? So, again, that kind of come back to the whole way she was more of a people's princess,
of course,
like kind of not always going through the hierarchy and the fucking regime and all that shit.
Okay.
But so they were basically divorced, or they were separated, but they didn't get officially divorced in 1996, I think.
I didn't know that, actually. I didn't know.
And then she died in 1997. So, strange. Strange that they were married for so long, unhappily, and then shortly after the divorce, she did. I mean, that is not. It's could be pure coincidence. Not unfair to say about that. It's when you learn more about it then the suspicion kind of creeps in. So you mentioned Camilla Parker Bowles.
Yes.
Which Charles eventually, like, it was clear he wanted to marry her.
He wanted,
for a very long time before he actually did after the death of Diana. Probably because, you have to wait.
You have to wait so long. It's going to look bad. Yeah.
But they were basically together, like, before Diana had died.
Yeah, they were together, yeah.
And so, one of the biggest conspiracies is that Diana's death was orchestrated to make that
work
pretty much,
so that they could marry each
exactly
other,
so that he could remarry and there wouldn't really be any questions or negative. If she that's kind of like, it's so old school, but it's like, if you're married for life. Death do us part. That was the intention, is that death is going to do them part, and he can be free to marry whoever afterwards.
Now, at what point then does Diana start seeing this guy Dodi Al-Fayed?
So this is interesting as well. They had only been seeing each other for something like 45 or maybe 50 days. So they are very, very
short.
New. Yeah, that short. Yeah.
See, I thought it was like a month, like months we're talking here.
No, it's a lot shorter.
I thought we were talking 6 months.
And that's kind of one of the reasons there's a lot of other conspiracies as well, which I'm not as convinced by.
Okay.
Which we'll probably get to. That's kind of related to their relationship.
Okay.
But yeah, they were only going there for a short period of time. Now, they both died. 3 people died in that crash, I think. So both Dodi Al-Fayed,
the
Diana,
driver, and
and Diana. The only survivor was this guy. God, I had his name here. Now it's gone. One moment.
No, sorry. She started seeing this guy, Dodi Fayed, who was the son of one of her summer hosts,
Mohammed Al-Fayed, owner of Harrods.
Yes,
that guy,
exactly.
Mega rich guy. Trevor Reese Jones was the other guy who survived the crash, by the way. Bodyguard.
And she actually went on holiday, wasn't it, to the south of France, to stay with Fayeds at one point. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there was lots of reports about them, like, looking at apartments together and stuff like this.
So basically, they were starting a relationship. Basically.
Oh yeah,
she knew that the relationship with Charles was over, and she was starting this relationship with this guy Dodi.
As I understand it,
yeah,
she had relationships prior to this.
Yeah,
already, long term, maybe a year plus, 2-year relationships.
Right. Okay.
And that's the period of time that they have been separated. They've been separated for so long before the official divorce. Was set into place.
But before this official divorce, like, would they still have to do like all the meet and greets together as prince and princess, like that kind of thing?
I think all that stuff
stopped.
Was tuned way down. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Because she started doing her own work for like charities and things like that. Didn't she? Did a lot of work for AIDS.
Yep.
She toured South Africa. She met Mandela. And I'm pretty sure that landmines,
like Vietnam.
That's right. And I'm pretty sure he wasn't a part of that.
Yeah, no, she was like her own person. It wasn't like a dual thing.
Yeah.
And again, that's why she's like so well loved, I guess, by so many people.
Yeah.
But sorry, what were we saying there?
About like were they together? Would they have had to be seen like together? No.
Yeah, no. So they were like basically separate entities. But yeah, it was interesting. The divorce, I think the intention of the divorce was kind of to strip her, not strip her of her rights, but like kind of, you were no longer, she lost the title Her Royal Highness, right?
Yeah,
She was no longer married to the prince.
Now, did she lose that, or did she willingly? I read a thing that she willingly removed that title from her name
I think
to become Lady Diana rather than Princess Diana. Do you know what I
possibly.
mean?
I'm like, whether or not she used the title, I genuinely don't know.
Just to basically devoid herself of the royals and the family.
Well, whether or not she used it, I don't know. But after the divorce, she was not like, you know the way they have like their hierarchy or whatever.
Yeah.
She was no longer within it. She was no longer of the rank, I guess, of Her Royal Highness.
Yeah.
She did get to retain the title princess because she was, as the mother of two princes, she was a princess, and would have regained the royal status, Her Royal Highness, when one of her sons became king.
Yeah.
Because she would then be the mother of a king. So that was another thing I thought was interesting. Is like, as soon as she had those kids, William and Harry, she was locked into like the royal family. Like, so it was even after divorce, like she was still, you know, anything that she did would still reflect.
Still
on the
gonna be
royal
royal,
family, no matter what. Like she was locked in, right? She was one day going to be more than likely the mother of the king.
The king,
right,
of England. Yeah.
So this is kind of where the whole Dodie thing comes in, right? So the first conspiracy that we should probably cover is that she was essentially killed. This accident was set up, staged, whatever you want to say, to kill Princess of Wales, Lady Diana, so that Charles could remarry, and there would be no obstacles in his way to do that. Now, right, the biggest like piece of evidence that I found for this, the one thing that was kind of like, for this, I'm not super convinced by this, but one thing, the letter,
the letter that was sealed away, public archives. Yeah.
So we need to talk about this. This is fucking crazy.
This is insane.
This is a letter
that Lady Diana wrote herself. Yeah. Now, who did she write this to?
Paul Burrell,
her butler at the time,
personal butler. Yeah. Who, and this is interesting as well. So he got the letter, kept it to himself. It was 2003 that he released this letter, right? And when you hear what was in this letter, you'll be like, why the fuck did he not release this?
Yes, this is what I was going to ask. Why? Okay, well, I'm sure we'll get to that. Why he didn't release the letter? Yeah. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
So basically, the letter says a couple of different things. She writes in October, so she specifies, she basically dates the letter.
Firstly, sorry, was this a common thing for her to do, to write letters to her butler?
I'm not sure. I don't know. There are quite a few letters that she wrote that were released over the years. Mm-hmm. So I think it is something she did write.
But this one was kept under lock and key.
Well, not necessarily. There's an interesting kind of story behind it, which we'll probably get to.
Okay.
What the letter said is kind of what is shocking for the moment. Okay. Basically, she says, have you got a quote of the letter, actually?
I can get it.
I had it here, but my thing is just refusing to load.
Give me 1 second, I'll get it for you.
The letter was addressed, it was written to Paul Burrell. It was dated in October of 1993, I think. So it's quite a few years before the actual crash happened. Mm-hmm. Let me just see if I can get more correct details about this. But in it, essentially, she claims that she fears for her life. Yeah. And she specifically mentions the scenario that we just mentioned. So
okay. I have it here. Yeah. Let me just bring it up because it's in her. the image I have is in her handwriting, and I can't really read it, so I'm just going to bring up the actual text version. But this is crazy. But like, I don't know why this was kept. Like, was Paul Burrell, that's his name? Was he so like in with the royals as such? Was he so far like not brainwashed, but was he so that he felt he had to keep this to see if we're getting ahead of ourselves. Yeah. Let's get into the letter. So so she writes, pardon me, I just scroll past it. This particular phase in my life is the most dangerous. My husband is planning an attack in my car, brake failure or some serious head injury in order to make the path clear for him to marry Tiggy.
Okay. Now
Tiggy, who is William and Harry's nanny. Yeah. At the time, yeah.
At the time, their nanny, but later his personal assistant.
Yeah.
Who he was almost certainly having an affair with.
Yeah.
It's widely speculated.
And she writes, continuing the letter, Camilla is nothing more than a decoy, so we are being used by the man in every sense of the word.
Yeah. So, like I said, he doesn't come off good.
No.
Basically anywhere.
No.
He sleeps about.
Yep.
And apparently she is in a situation where she genuinely fears for her life.
Yeah, like that. This is. We're talking about Lady Diana here, the Princess of Wales, writing a letter saying she's in fear for her life. Her husband is planning an attack on her car, brake failure, or some serious head injury, in order to make a path clear for him to marry
Tiggy or whoever. Yeah. Now,
that's fucking nuts.
Is it beyond coincidence that she mentioned specifically accident with the car, brake failure, etc., and head injury? Because she did eventually die in a car accident. Like, that's enough. A lot of the conspiracy theories I read kind of are just kind of, oh, what if this was the case, and what if that was the case, and blah blah blah. This one has pretty fucking solid foundations. Like, she wrote about this. She wrote about this, like being afraid that something might happen to her.
Yeah.
And she does then die in a car accident, as she wrote, a few years earlier. So it is very fucking strange. Now, the thing that we were talking about is this was addressed to Paul Burrell, her personal butler, and this was in 1996.
96, yeah.
Okay, so a year before the accident. And
97 maybe, was it?
Was it?
She died in what, 90? When did she die?
97.
Oh, was it 97? I thought it was 98. Sorry, then yeah, this was 96, so the year before.
He didn't reveal this to 2003. So as you said, why was he keeping this to himself? Was he trying was he trying to back up the British monarchy,
royalty,
or whatever? So, in 2002, Paul Burrell was taken to court for stealing documents from the royal family.
Was he?
It was a court case. So this letter was addressed to him. So his argument was that that's his property. You know what I mean? The letter was addressed to him. There was a letter from Princess Diana to him. That's his letter. He owns it. And the royal family or whatever institution backs them up.
Did he leave that kind of line of work when Diana died?
I'm actually not sure when he left.
Okay.
Like
he was
a
celebrity.
He was a celebrity.
That's what I know him from.
Yeah.
Yeah. Years and years ago.
Basically,
they
took him to court, and I think beyond that moment when he was kind of like not betrayed by because obviously he worked for them, and he had that he was kind of built into supporting them no matter what. Then they took him to court for stealing documents. He said he argued he did not steal them. They were addressed to him. They were his documents. So it was after all of this that he decided to release that particular document to the press and sort of reveal what she had wrote. Now, it's important to say Paul Burrell does not think that the royal family were behind her accident at all. He says no, they're not capable of that. They wouldn't have done that. He doesn't believe that they did it, so that's probably why he didn't release it earlier.
Right.
But after being essentially not humiliated, but taken to court and kind of taken to
dragged
task,
through the mud, basically.
Dragged through the mud, for the people he worked for and trusted, etc.
Yeah.
I think he decided this is important for people to know. Reveals it. Obviously, he got a payday from it as well. He wrote a book with this in it, and that's when it was first revealed. It was in the book, and it didn't say. Though you read the letter and it said, "My husband is planning to blah blah blah." That was redacted.
Oh, really?
Yeah. In the original transcript of the letter, it was just X is planning to an accident. So it was not clear who. It was suspected at the time that it was a bodyguard or something like that.
Right. Somebody is planning an accident.
Somebody on hire by the royal family. But then,
but either way, she knew somebody was planning.
Yeah, she had the suspicion.
There's that
But she wrote in 1996, my husband.
Oh, but it was redacted.
It was redacted from the letter. It was only 2007 that was revealed that it said my husband.
Well, still, that's her intuitive side coming out again. She knew. And sorry, just to go back to this, she was. She's been quoted saying in an interview, will she take the line? Will she take the throne? And she just said no. She said, I will never be sitting on that throne. I will be dead or killed, but I will not sit on the throne.
Because she was when she was married, she was in maybe 6th or 7th in line or whatever, you know, after her sons and all that there. I forget like what the order of succession is.
It's a long way to go, basically.
Yeah. So like realistically, she probably knew like there's no chance I'm going to be in.
Yeah.
But also probably knew that even if she was next in line in whatever weird circumstance,
Probably
that the
wouldn't work
royals
out.
would never let her actually become queen.
Yeah.
No, it was never going to happen.
That's mad.
You know. She's probably intuitive that way, like, because you can believe that, like.
Yeah.
Like, they wouldn't want someone who came from like, you know, not as noble standing as us.
Oh yeah,
to be
absolutely.
queen, you
Yeah.
know?
A commoner.
Exactly.
Right.
Even though
So
she's far from a commoner.
so there's the letter.
There's the letter, which is pretty fucking damning.
Pretty big evidence. Yeah.
You know. So whenever this crash happens, well, actually, the letter came out after the crash happened. But there was speculation from like straight away that the crash was orchestrated by the royal family. Basically because of the things that were kind of basically all of the known secrets that were out there. That there was, you know, infidelity on both sides between Charles and Diana.
Yeah.
That the royal family had issues. Like there was a perception that the royal family had issues with Diana.
Yeah.
Which we'll probably touch on more now. Why they might have had issues with her. That they wanted to get rid of a potential problem. So there was speculation straight away that she was killed by the royal family. But I never seen any real good evidence for it until that letter came out.
Yeah. There's also have you seen the MI6 accusations for this?
That's like people, rogue agents.
Yeah, so Richard Tomlinson, who was a former MI6 officer who was dismissed from the intelligence services and later served 5 months in prison for breaching the Official Secrets Act 1989, claimed in a sworn statement to the French Inquiry in May 99 that Britain's MI6 had been involved in the crash, suggesting that the security service had documentation which would assist Judge Stefan in his inquiry. So he's just publicly come out and gone, MI6 was involved in this crash. Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
The problem with him was, though, that he was dishonorably, and then in prison. So he loses a lot of credibility.
Yeah. He claims, he alleged, that MI6 had been monitoring Diana before her death and had told Mohammed Al-Fayed that Paul was an MI6 agent and that her death mirrored plans he saw in 92 for the assassination of the then president of Serbia, Milosevic, using a strobe light to blind his chauffeur. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So he sees a direct kind of a mirrored image, basically, of what happened then to what happened now.
Yeah, you can see how it potentially could have been done. Yeah, because that is another very common theory, that the Secret Service, British Secret Service, MI6, in conjunction with the royal family. Yeah, you know, because I already talked about how before they could get divorced, that had to be approved.
Yeah,
by
exactly.
a prime minister, had to go to MI6. All of this had to be cleared.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of there was communication between those two groups. You know. I'm not 100% convinced by that particular guy, but there are other reports that there was rogue agents within MI6 who were kind of, listen, this woman is a threat to the throne. Yeah, you know, there's monarchists who work in MI6 who decided, took it upon themselves to orchestrate this. Yeah, you know, I've heard that as well. I guess we should probably talk about the official story of what happened here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because we kind of skipped over that.
Yeah, sorry.
But I mean, I guess we probably didn't even really talk much about the actual event itself, but there was a car crash in Paris.
31st August 1997.
There was a car crash in a tunnel in Paris.
At the Pont de l'Alma.
The Pont de l'Alma.
Yeah, tunnel in Paris.
Where
while the driver was fleeing paparazzi.
Yes, apparently.
Now this is the story that the world has been told. The driver was fleeing paparazzi.
That's another conspiracy as well. That the paparazzi did it, but
it was the cause of her death.
Incited it.
Yes, so they were fleeing into this tunnel. Driver hit. Well, we'll get to the actual accident, but he apparently hit a pillar or hit the tunnel wall
at 121 miles an hour.
Yeah,
now insane speeds.
Crazy speeds.
And it basically killed him. Dodi Al-Fayed.
Yeah, the driver, Henry Paul, who that guy from MI6
Yeah,
said
that's the driver.
Bodyguard, acting bodyguard. That was the driver. The Diana's bodyguard, Trevor Reese Jones, he survived the crash.
He did survive, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And Diana, she survived the crash but died from a heart attack, I think, shortly after.
Yes. Which, crazy, because up until during the week, I didn't know that.
I know, I assumed she had died in the car.
And there's more speculation surrounding this as well. But I don't know what way you want to go from here.
Basically, that was the accident. The official story is that guy, the driver, what was his name? I forget it already.
The driver, Henry Paul.
Henry Paul. They say he was 3 times over the French legal limit.
Acting security
with
manager.
alcohol. And he also had traces of like a Valium type drug in his body. So the French courts deemed it death, illegal death, which I think is a funny term.
Yeah.
Illegal death, basically manslaughter by the driver for being over the limit and with drugs on his system, driving 121 miles an hour, causing crash, right? You don't buy that?
No, not for a second.
Now, the reason that I am inclined not to disagree with that is because it's the French police.
Not to disagree? So you're saying you...
I don't dispute that he was drunk and he had drugs in him and he was driving 121 miles an hour or very fast.
Yeah.
I don't have much to disagree with that because it's the French police.
Yeah.
Not that I trust the French police.
No.
But if there's one country in Europe who aren't just going to go along with what the British monarchy want them to do, it's France.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of my interpretation. It's like, I don't think the French would be going out of their way to help the British Secret Service or the British monarchy hide something of this scale.
They don't give a shit.
Yeah.
They'll just tell you fact.
This is the country that cut the head off their king. You know what I mean? Like, they don't like monarchs, right?
No.
Which I quite like the French for that.
Yeah.
If not much else, but you know what I mean? Like, I just think like they didn't have, the French don't have really any motivation to lie. Mm-hmm. It's not like France caused the accident. They were just these were
she just happened to be there.
Exactly. She just happened to be there. It's not like a thing where they're trying to like avoid people from, you know, like the Man in the Can thing where like the Portuguese police just wanted to downplay it because they were worried about
bad for tourism. Yeah.
Exactly. This is not quite the same.
French don't give a shit.
This is almost a tourist attraction in many ways. Like they probably 100%. Make money from this site today. You know, so I don't think they had any real motive to help anybody. To help it, you know.
Yeah.
So a lot of those things I don't really dispute.
I find it strange though that someone of this caliber would be in a car with a driver who is that far over the limit. And
there's CCTV footage of the driver looking fairly normal,
relaxed
before the thing.
Yeah. That could have been the Valium though.
That is what they said. They said whilst he does seem like quite calm and normal, that is kind of like typical of alcoholics because they do operate like at a higher, you know, they operate
at a better level while they have alcohol in their system. Yeah.
So there's that. There's also the thing that you mentioned about the paparazzi.
But there's
paparazzi. A lot of people came out with the paparazzi chasing them, down.
This is tough for me to believe though, because this is a woman who for her whole life has been chased by paparazzi. Who people surrounding her have been followed by paparazzi for her entire lifespan.
Yeah.
What makes this event so different?
But it mightn't have been any different, that's the thing.
That's what I mean. So I don't see how the paparazzi could have had such an influence in this one car journey.
No, but like the way I would interpret it is they have the same influence on every car journey. Just in this car journey, the driver happened to be
over the limits and
he didn't drive very well.
I guess that's true.
I think like, paparazzi are basically snakes, like rats. Sorry, any paparazzi out there, but like they're just people who like follow other people around, get in their face and take pictures. Big, you know, ignorant flashes, stuff like that. So, and also there's the fact that we're gonna get to this, I promise. The person she's going out with.
Yeah, we'll get to that because that's the biggest kind of conspiracy.
Maybe they don't want too many pictures to be taken.
Yeah.
Of her with him.
Yeah.
And that's why this time they're like, you know, a little bit more eager or whatever to get away. Some people say that there was paparazzi in the tunnel. This is the one I always heard.
Yeah.
There was paparazzi in the tunnel. That was the flash.
that blinded the
Blinded
that
the
was the
driver and caused
strobe
the
that
crash.
this MI6 guy had talked about that blinded the driver. Well, this is strange as well because in that tunnel there are 14 CCTV cameras.
Oh my god.
14 CCTV cameras all along that tunnel. Now, the tunnel's big, but it's not that big. It's just a tunnel that
it's
runs
a long
through.
tunnel. Like, yeah.
Okay. 14 CCTV cameras. Not a single one picked up that car.
Didn't get the car.
Not once. Or the crash. Not
That's
one.
convenient.
Convenient.
That's something where I would believe that's where like the royal family were like, we don't want pictures of.
Sorry, not one recorded the footage of the fatal accident. They might have picked the car coming in, but none got the accident. Yeah.
I would believe. I would not be hard pushed to believe that the royal family asked, let's not have images of Diana
crash, circulate. Yeah, absolutely.
Don't want that. I would believe
absolutely.
that. And but yeah, it's hard to say whether it was out of dignity or other reasons. They don't want the truth exposed.
There's this other. Have you heard of the white Fiat?
Vaguely, briefly.
So the after the car was wrecked, they do the analysis, the forensics or whatever, and the wreckage of the Mercedes that Diana was in had revealed that it had glanced contact with a white Fiat Uno car. Okay, which they have traces of the paint on the Mercedes bodywork. So the two, like, it glanced bang. Mm-hmm. So the theory is that this 121 mile an hour car that Diana is in came flying along, hits the Fiat, and goes from there across and hits the wall.
So maybe it was not.
Well, that's it. But extensive attempts by the French police to find the vehicle were unsuccessful. And although no one had seen the Fiat in the tunnel, some witnesses reported seeing an Uno exit the tunnel.
So coming from the other side?
Yes. Mohammed Al-Fayed, he alleged, this is the father, in his July 2005 statement, and at other times, that the white Fiat Uno was being used by MI6 as a means of causing the Mercedes to swerve and crash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mohammed Al-Fayed, he has been like, he basically for years and years and years, he has been like advocating that it wasn't just an accident. Like, he advocates that there was a conspiracy of some sorts, like, that they were killed, there was murder involved.
Yeah. He actually further alleged that this car was owned by a member of the French paparazzi, I think, or French journalist, photojournalist, somebody in the media, who had photographed Diana while she was at his villa in the south of France.
Oh yeah, that's right.
He claimed that it was either due to guilt over what he had done, or because he was assassinated by the French or British security to silence him.
That's why he never came out.
Yeah.
I mean, that's weird too.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people do believe it was paparazzi.
Yeah.
French police, again, they said they were fleeing paparazzi.
Yeah.
But not that they were like, that they were there in the tunnel.
Yeah.
A lot of people think that they were in the tunnel. A lot of people think that it was the MI6 or it was a third party who actively pushed them against the pillar.
This guy that Fayed claims, this photojournalist, he died in May 2000. But what was the cause of his death?
Strangulation.
Suicide.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And anytime there's a conspiracy and suicides involved, it suddenly just ups the kind of ante of the whole thing. The official verdict was suicide. His body was found in a black, burnt-out BMW in a forest near the town of Nantes, near Millau, in the south of France.
Fuck.
It was attributed to problems in his private life. The 2008 inquest into the death of the Princess of Wales heard that evidence was uncovered from his friends and associates that prior to his death he had talked of suicide by pouring petrol in a car and lighting a cigar. There was a whole... The report states that when the car was found, though, Anderson's body was in the driver's seat of the car and his head was detached and lay between the front seats. There was a clear, visible hole in his left temple.
He'd been shot as well.
Yeah, from a bullet wound.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
This is the paparazzi guy who drove a white Fiat.
A white Fiat, yeah.
I actually never heard that one.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's interesting because like that's one like from when I was young. I always heard like from my mother and people. It's like that the paparazzi. It was
The
the
paparazzi killed. Yeah, the paparazzi killed. Lady
Obviously
Diana,
not
yeah.
like a scheme to actually kill them, but
No.
like we're in the tunnel taking pictures, got too close, threw them into a wall, and
Mhm.
basically effectively killed them. Manslaughter. That's an interesting one. I'd never actually heard about that.
Yeah.
Fiat Punto or that white Fiat before.
But I think the biggest one
Yeah,
that we want to talk about here is the relationship she had with this guy Dodi Al-Fayed.
Dodi Al-Fayed. Yeah,
Um,
and why
and why?
the royal family wouldn't have necessarily wanted such a relationship.
Well, it was claimed at the time of the crash that Lady Diana may have been pregnant
Oh, pregnant.
with
Yes.
Dodi's.
Dodi's
child.
child. So yeah, this is one again. This all falls back to the fact
The
that
plot thickens,
the
Dave.
plot does indeed thicken. This guy Dodi Al-Fayed, he's Egyptian or of Egyptian descent. I think he
Yep.
maybe grew up mainly in England.
That's it.
Muslim,
Yep.
and basically, right, to put it in the most vulgar terms, dark-skinned,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
this is
He was-
something the royal family would have seen. Lady Diana, the people's princess,
People's princess.
is going out with this Egyptian Muslim,
Yeah.
and they would have seen this as just awful.
Yeah. So to even fathom that she could possibly have a child with this person
Yeah. Who, by the way,
out of wedlock,
out of wedlock,
out of wedlock, because
Who-
that must be still a thing if they're so old school.
and this is the woman who would one day be the mother of the king,
The king.
which would make her
Yeah.
Her Royal Highness,
Yeah.
possibly Diana Al-Fayed,
Yeah.
that's just for pure visibility reasons. That's just something the royal family would not have wanted.
No.
Again, now we're just saying this. Like, we don't have any proof that the royal family said we would never want this,
Yeah.
right? But people, I think it's it's pretty intuitive. People will understand why the royal family would see this as a problem. Like, literally, they are the original like white Anglo-Saxon Protestant
Yes,
hierarchy.
yeah.
Like, this is the origin.
This is
of,
the OGs.
Yeah,
Like, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they're not.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
today, they probably would love that because it's
It's bringing everyone together.
diversity, blah,
Diversity,
blah, blah, blah.
yeah,
But yeah, this is, I know it's only like, 20, 30 years ago, but like,
but
this
it's
is
different times. They're
different
completely
times.
fucking different times. The fact, before we touch on the pregnancy or whatever, there's if she wanted to marry this guy, this Dodi,
Yeah.
she would have had to change religion.
Yeah, she would have to be Muslim.
Yeah, exactly. Again, seen as an absolute no-no.
And if she was to have a child, that
Yeah.
would be a Muslim child.
Yeah. Now there was this whole thing was supposedly seen as a conspiracy, whatever, that she wasn't pregnant and blah blah blah. Muhammad Al-Fayed, Dodi's father, later came out and said yes, it was to our knowledge that Lady Diana was pregnant. They were expecting a child.
Yeah.
So
He came out with that. Again, also, apparently they were about to announce their engagement.
mhm.
That's another thing people say. They were about, like, she had the ring picked, apparently.
Yeah.
They were at
Yeah.
that stage. They were
Yeah.
about to get married. And that, again, this would have been...
Yeah, they chose the ring in Monte Carlo, and Dodi had picked it up in Paris the day before the car accident.
Yeah.
This was the thing as well, that a few hours before the crash, on the afternoon of the 30th of August, Diana's journalist friend Richard Kay
Yep.
received a call on his mobile phone from Diana in which she asked about what was likely to appear in the following day's Sunday papers about her. During this call, she made no mention of any announcement she intended to make.
But that's interesting.
Mhm.
Because, okay, for two reasons. One, she's obviously still she's aware that she's very popular and people are like...
Listening to
Yeah.
what she's in the
checking.
public eye.
Exactly, she's in the public eye, right? And she knows that. And she still has like implications for the royal family.
yeah.
Whatever she does,
Yeah,
it will
yeah.
fall back to them in some way. So, and also she wants to see if there's anything... it sounds like she wants to see, has anything been leaked,
Yeah.
essentially. Like, has anything been
Has
revealed?
anything been said?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, what I don't know is how common that is. Like, does she just check every day?
Yeah.
I mean, do I need to
That
expect
could be a
anything?
common thing.
Do I
yeah.
need to expect some fucking
Backlash
shit in
here?
the newspaper
Yeah,
tomorrow?
yeah.
Or is it kind of like, I have a delicate situation to announce?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
no,
Like,
exactly, yeah.
and I don't want it to come out before we're ready
Yeah.
to do so. Yeah, so that one's interesting as well. Now, what I did read as well, just to be fair on the front of like marriage and pregnancy,
Mhm.
they did check, like the French police, on the insistence of Mohammed Al-Fayed, did check her basically the post-mortem checked to see if she was
Pregnant.
and didn't find anything.
Inconclusive.
And they did try to find blood. This was interesting. Pre-transfusion. So she had a blood transfusion.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, after the accident. But they found like a bit of blood on the car that was pre-transfusion, and they didn't find any indication of the hormone that you would usually have if you were pregnant. In that blood. Okay. So that was the pregnancy thing.
Kind of debunked.
Debunked. But you only really have the word of the father, who, I mean, I don't want to say you can just dismiss that, but he like has lost his son and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, he's grieving.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah,
he may just be looking for people to check into this stuff.
Yeah,
but anyway,
absolutely.
That was that. And then the other thing about the engagement, I'm not sure about the engagement. Like if there's anything to say why they wouldn't. That would
have been a thing. Yeah.
But they had been only going out for like 50 odd days.
She spoke a week before her death, including to her butler, this guy Paul Burrell. Along with a couple of other close confidants and spiritual advisors, and they were unanimous that she was firm about not wanting to get engaged or married to anybody. A week before she died, the princess had told one of her advisors, "I need a marriage like a rash on my face." Now, whether or not that's just kind of downplaying the whole thing, do you know what I mean? Yeah. Because of who she's, you know, thinking about maybe spending her life with, is this Muslim Egyptian guy, you know, and that would have went down very, very poorly in the eyes of whoever.
Yeah,
you know,
probably like not a large portion, but like a not insignificant portion of the British public, like her people. You know,
she still clearly cares about
her image. Yeah,
her image. Yeah, it's a big thing.
But yeah, that's not to say like I need a marriage like I need a rash on my face.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people say that's an expression. Like, a lot of people say shit like that, and then they're like, then someone proposes to you, and you're like,
oh, absolutely, yeah, fucking cheers, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's just one element of it. Mm-hmm. Regardless, like she was going out with this Egyptian Muslim, right?
Yeah.
So you know the optics were already there. Like people were already seeing this. It was going to get out. You know, paparazzi were taking pictures. Were they rushing away from that because they were so worried about how that was going to be perceived? Did that cause the accident? Did the British monarchy already suspect where it was headed, you know, in terms of pregnancy, marriage, etc.? You know, do we need to cut this off? Did the MI6 make this decision because they didn't want to have these links with Egypt and whatnot, you know, to like the British crown?
Yeah.
You know, it's just, it may seem like we're just kicking up a lot of dust here.
Yeah.
Surrounding, but that's kind of like, this is the situation that we're trying to like explain.
Yeah.
You know, like, this is why people have so many questions about this. Like,
yeah.
She was doing something that wasn't well perceived by like the royals, right?
Absolutely.
And they do have the power to do this type of shit, like, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people, Paul Burrell doesn't seem to think that they
did
do or
maybe
did.
He's just too far in with the royals.
Maybe, yeah. The French police don't seem to think there was any, you know, infractions. Yeah. Now, another interesting thing about this is that the British police had an inquiry, the Paget inquiry,
inquiry, right,
where they did check like I think 175 different conspiracies. They checked, you know, to try and disprove or you know find out more evidence about them, and didn't find anything to be conclusive. But again, when you bring it back to in Britain, it's undeniable the influence of the British crown. Like,
you know,
I do have a good.
It's got a serious
I have
pull,
a decent amount of faith in that. Like, British institutions try not to like bow to the Queen. You know, they kind of respect her as like, you know, she's a national kind of figurehead. But like at the end of the day, like, we're not going to break laws for you to do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Now, I have fair amount of confidence that most people wouldn't do that, but I do know that there are like full-fledged royalists out there who are just like, no, the Queen is like
the Queen
basically
is,
God.
Yeah.
You know,
the Queen,
a godlike figure. We should respect her.
In those times,
They bring that out, and I don't know how high those people can get up, but those are the same type of people who come from like, you know, where you have like old money, those type of people, the same type of people like from where Diana came from, you know, lords and ladies, that kind of like high society group of people who got their money from royalty and want to keep royalty in power. You know what I mean? So there's that.
So the crash. Something we should mention as well as the crash is that Dodi's usual driver was not used.
That's right.
So he has a normal driver.
Yeah, and they were changed out like a day before, or maybe a few hours before.
A couple of hours before.
Why?
And mystery still surrounds this Henry Paul guy, this mysterious driver who was pulled in to drive the Mercedes. And it took a full 2 days for his name to be revealed in the
that's
report.
right. That's right as well.
You know, 6 hours before the crash, he revealed to journalist Richard Cray that she was about to withdraw completely from public life.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, that's interesting.
So she was going to make this, maybe she was just happy and content now. She knew she was going to live with this guy, Dodie.
Going to bow out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But this is the thing. I always assumed or thought that she died instantly in the car.
No,
the crash.
Yeah. So did I,
This
actually.
is not the case. She was still very much alive. Well,
yeah.
She was alive.
She was alive,
She was alive. Now, she was to be transported then to hospital.
Yeah.
However, under Queen's ruling...
Orders, no?
Yeah, she was to be taken to a different hospital. Now, so where she crashed, there was a hospital nearby that she could have got to. Under royal ruling, she was to be taken to a hospital a further 1 hour away.
What?
Because apparently there was a specialist
Right.
working from this hospital that could tend to her needs after this crash.
Better.
There was no such specialist.
What do you mean?
There was this person who they were claiming worked at this. Let's say, for example, it's someone who a specialist in brain trauma.
Yeah.
Works at Hospital B. It later was revealed that Hospital B doesn't have a specialist in brain trauma whatsoever. But she was still transported the extra 1 hour to this hospital instead of taken to the local hospital, which was minutes away or closer to where she was. Again, bringing up the conspiracy theory that the royals were trying to prolong this. They realized, shit, she's not dead.
But like,
we need to buy some time.
I don't think did the royals know straight away, oh, there's been an accident, she's in an ambulance right now. Well, tell her to go to here instead.
Well, I mean, what was the length of time between the crash happening, paramedics arriving at the scene? Because it is high profile, that information is going to be fed back pretty quickly.
True, but like, I don't think like it would be like the paramedics like prerogative, like, well, let's tell the Queen.
Oh yeah, no. Theirs is always just to treat.
Could have been the police or whoever else was on the scene. One thing I did read was that she died. The reason she died is because she took a heart attack en route to the hospital. Yeah, and some people blamed the French because the English don't like the French. Yeah, no, they blamed apparently the French practice is get to the hospital ASAP. Okay, because there you're going to have all of the instrumentation and you're going to have all the specialists you need to treat the patient. Whereas in the UK, the practice is typically, let's treat as much as we can on the site or in the ambulance with the tools we have available before, if we need to get them to the hospital, there's no other chance, just get them, then we'll get them to the hospital as soon as possible. Yeah. Whereas the French just prioritize, get them to a hospital. And some people say, had they, treated it the other way around, she may have survived, Again, it kind of comes back to the thing like, let's take them to a different hospital where there's a specialist who can treat them. Yeah. But then there's no specialist. No such specialist. Yeah. She dies with a heart attack on the way. Yeah. Or it could have been like, where like there's royal like, do you know the way like whenever the president dies in America? Yeah. There's like, not a line of succession, but there's a process that has to be followed. So if the president gets shot, all these Secret Service people just know what they have to do. Yeah. Like it's not, let's just phone 911. There's just a whole different process. There's a process. Yeah. There could be something similar for like royalty. True. They're just like, absolutely. Yeah. Oh, this is a royal. We don't want you to take her to the hospital because paparazzi or some shit like that. We have to take her to St. Eglinton Sunsworth's hospital because it's more posh.
In the days that followed, then as well, a lot of people highlighting that it took the Queen 3 days to make a statement about the death. However, apparently the Queen was very, very fond of Diana.
That's something as well.
Very fond.
The perception was that
the Queen doesn't like her. No. Yeah. The Queen, I think, because Charles was her son, had to always... You always have that kind of paternal thing, don't you? That kind of... True. I'm always going to look out for
no one's good enough for my boy.
Exactly. Yeah. And... apparently she was very, very fond, and the reason for the 3 days was she was just in mourning over what had happened, genuine mourning. Whether or not you believe that is another thing.
On the flip side of that, to counter your point, there was a strange situation where Buckingham Palace refused to fly the flag at half mast.
That's right. Yeah.
For some reason.
Yeah.
Actually, I had just had that there.
Did you?
So, and also, the Queen may not have liked, the Queen. There was discussion whether the Queen liked Diana or not.
Yeah.
Prince Philip, or whatever you call him, the husband of the Queen.
Yeah.
Apparently, they did not. They clashed.
Right.
And like some people would say, like it was kind of like genuine. They did not get on. They didn't see eye to eye. They argued. Or some people would say kind of like they had like a relationship where they were comfortable to argue, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like kind of that with they'll not just agree with each other
Like
because
banter
of
argument almost.
almost like kind of like almost I feel comfortable enough to say no to you because and you know some people would say like they conversed a lot and that's why like they had more arguments because they actually conversed.
Yeah.
Whereas the Queen and her just sort of had
It took her a very long
formal
apparently it took a very, very long time for them to get to even talking point.
Really?
Yes. She found it very kind of difficult to make her way into speaking to such high class or high royalty, I feel like. I know she came from, obviously, as you say, old money and this kind of lords and lordesses.
Maybe not the right.
But maybe not the right, exactly.
Yeah,
so it took her quite a long time. So she was always quite nervous and quite timid. But as you say, maybe she was comfortable with Philip.
Yeah.
And then was able to...
That's where, it had a more free-flowing thing.
But yes, when somebody in royalty or power or politics dies, the tradition is to fly the flag at half mast, halfway up the pole to recognize a death.
Yeah.
But Buckingham Palace refused to do so.
Well, this is kind of like, again,
they just forget?
No, it's coming down to this idea of protocol.
Right.
It's like kind of, the protocol is when a monarch dies or whatever, not a monarch, but you know,
someone in power,
and so like, it seems that the decision not to return to London, so the Queen was in Balmoral.
Mm-hmm.
Decision not to come back and do like a public, thing to mourn Diana. Seems to be apparently it was due to protocol rather than anything else, which is still a little bit strange, and it was apparently interpreted as a lack of compassion, which makes perfect sense. It seems like they're just not doing anything.
Yeah,
and the whole thing about the flag is that the palace's stance is one of royal protocol. No flag could fly over Buckingham Palace, as the royal standard is only flown when the Queen is in residence, and the Queen was not. She was in Balmoral.
Right,
she was in her holiday home.
Okay.
So that's why no flag was flown. But again, it's like kind of, it's kind of stupid. Like it's kind of you're following protocol, but like you're missing the point.
Yeah.
As a compromise, the Union flag was flown at half mast as the Queen left Balmoral. So when she left, rather than actually arriving, they flew the flag at half mast, despite the fact she was not technically in residence. Like kind of this is kind of with the royals being behind this protocol and behind like this line of succession and these standards that they have to adhere to. Like this is kind of where this kind of comes to the fore. They're people, but only to a certain extent. Mm-hmm. It's almost like they're royals first and then they're people second. So it's kind of like they can be sad and they can mourn, but only in the correct order.
way.
You know what I mean? Like and after
like being told not to cry at your mother's funeral.
Exactly, because the cameras are on.
Yeah, cry
in private, don't cry in public. Blah blah blah. Shit like that.
You can see why Harry wanted out of this fucking family.
Oh, fuck yeah. Like, everything I've read about this has made it clear to me that the royals are fucked up.
Yeah.
Like,
that's
I know they are loved, right?
Oh,
and like, I think the image of the royal family has improved dramatically over the last couple of years. Probably because the Queen is like kind of she's kind of like that typical, not typical, but that kind of British, kind of, like the British are like dry.
Yes.
Almost don't react to things, but they have like this kind of like, proud kind of stony. We're just kind of like, we just take things on the chin and kind of just weather the storm.
What's that word? It's like it's like patriotic almost.
Yeah, it is. Like people just kind of like that. She kind of just stands up for like this British attitude that people have, right? Yeah. And like in the recent years, like she's done a really good job of kind of just being like, we don't say anything to upset people. We don't come out with controversial statements or anything like that. And we kind of just take things on the chin. And we are just like this old bastion of, being British and is it great, right? Whereas back then, they were like, there was divorces, and there was Diana getting, shut out from a family and there was kids. It was messy as fuck.
I mean, it's still pretty messy nowadays. There's certain aspects.
Oh, there
that are
is. I
still
mean, there's a
messy.
fucking her son is a pedophile.
Yeah, Prince Andrew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His dad.
Wasn't it her husband that fucking rolled the car, the Land Rover, like a couple of years ago?
And he's like has
He's like-
had multiple racist things. He
Yeah,
said,
exactly. Yeah, they pretty much shunned Harry from the family for his decision.
That's
to-
right. Yeah.
to
You
leave.
don't want to be part of the royal family, right? Then fuck.
Despite the fact he is an army veteran as well. He's done his bit for the country.
That's the truth.
You know?
That's another thing as well about Diana raising her sons.
Yeah.
Didn't take them away from the real world.
No.
Like she took them to school every day.
Yeah.
Like a normal mother would
Yeah.
do. Normal parent would do rather.
It was like it's that people first, royalty second.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Whereas the inverse is kind of what's
Yeah.
true, in normal situations.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of what happened with the royals dealing with the death. Like they were
Yeah.
royalty first, people second, and it didn't look good. It didn't
No.
look right,
No.
But I think whenever Charles becomes king, which apparently that's going to happen,
Yeah, apparently the Queen is to step down quite soon.
is she to step down?
She's planning to step down. Yeah,
I don't think he's like. I think the perception of royalty will go down massively.
she's to step down because he is to get so long serving on the throne before he dies, and because
Oh.
he's at a certain age now. That's what's to happen.
I suppose.
Yeah.
They'll probably just do that so that it's kind of people will get used to him rather than have her die and then he only lives for 10 years.
Although it's her jubilee next year, I think.
Sorry.
There's apparently there's a 4-day weekend in celebration for it.
Score.
Yeah,
I don't like the royalty for much, but I'll take the
a
bank
double
holidays.
bank holiday. It's a double bank holiday. Yeah.
Anyway, sorry. I
yeah.
think we've wandered a bit there.
Yeah. The televised funeral
Oh yeah.
took place.
Massive.
32 million British
Are there even 32 people in Britain?
tuned
In
in,
Britain?
and millions more worldwide.
It's like it was
Making it one of the highest viewed
events.
television events ever.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, it was massive.
It's
Like
huge.
we have the tape.
Yeah.
It was taped.
Yeah,
We have the tape.
this was history. Like
Yeah.
my parents remember this shit.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
I taped over it. When I was young and we had
Rugrats or something.
Yeah, Rugrats comes out halfay through. So you can see the start of it, and it's like
this procession.
Yeah, and it's like
Tommy and Chucky one.
yeah.
Just cutting in.
I got in trouble for taping over it. Like that's my first encounter of Princess Diana.
Yeah.
It's like, why is this so important?
Yeah, exactly. Look, there's so many fucking conspiracies there. It may have just been an accident.
I'm not convinced it wasn't, right?
Yeah.
But the latter is so
The latter is compelling
yeah,
shit. Like
yeah. When you read
you
that,
can't just ignore that.
yeah.
You can't.
When someone prophesies something like that, they say, "I fear that there's going to be
Their
an
own
accident."
friggin' death.
You know,
From
and
their
when
husband.
and when it is the royal family,
Yeah.
right? And the royal family, you know,
Yeah.
they look out for themselves.
Yeah.
Right? It's kind of like the president and the Secret Service. You get 4 people you can just kill.
Yeah.
Don't even worry about it.
Yeah, no, yeah.
It seems like that, you know. I guess it's the problem with the royal family as well, having their protocol and all that shit. Like, you know, you don't know. There's only ever a facade when it comes to the royal family. You only ever see what they publicize.
Exactly.
Everything else behind closed doors, you know? What was the conversation the Queen had with her fucking paedophile son? We don't know. What are they covering up for him? God only knows. You know what I mean?
I can't wait till we touch on that subject as well, because that's so funny. Like,
Like, it's ridiculous.
not
like.
funny, but like,
Yeah.
have you seen his interviews and stuff?
Oh, yeah. Like, he's such a fucking moron. Like, oh, no, it couldn't have been me because I don't sweat.
Mhm.
You know?
Exactly. I have a condition where I don't sweat.
fucking
I was in Subway.
All of, yeah. Or Pizza Express.
Pizza. That's what it was. Sorry, Pizza Express. Yeah.
All of that shit. Like, God only knows. Like, and apparently the Queen was livid at him for doing that.
Yeah.
You know, because
He thought he
It-
was doing right, but yeah.
yeah.
He
He
was
was
breaking the royal.
yeah,
kinda-
he was trying to do like, oh no, I'll just be a person, I'll be a human being, I'll go and have
Yeah.
a chat. No, that's wrong because you've broken
You
the protocol.
fucking give that up when you decide
Yeah.
to sleep with 14-year-old fucking
Jesus
girls and
Christ.
boys. You know?
This is it, you know, the royal family. There's no doubt in my mind that they cover up all kinds of shit.
Yeah, they killed Epstein.
Probably kill Epstein. But like, they're so big as well. Like, there's
Yeah.
so many like
Yeah, there's
cousins
so many
and-
branches. Oh,
yeah.
man, it's fucking huge.
There's all kinds of shit happening.
Yeah,
There, like. And
yeah.
that is like, there's no doubt in my mind that they cover a lot of stuff up.
It's no life to me. Like
Ugh, no, like,
It's not
that's what you don't believe in, like the likes of Harry.
Harry for leaving.
Yeah,
For wanting to actually have a yeah.
And
Apparently,
again, that's another example. Like, he married Meghan Markle, who is like,
TV fucking personality.
yeah, but she's
yeah.
black, right?
Yeah.
And
Well,
they're
she's
like-
coloured. Yeah.
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 And they're like, this was like,
This is another big thing.
It wasn't a problem, right?
Mhm.
No one had a problem with it, but
Yeah.
it was so addressed. Everyone kept talking about
Yeah, I
it,
know.
and you're like, kind of, this is why you don't want to be in the royal family,
Exactly.
because you can't just marry the
Apparently,
person.
that's
you want to
another big
marry.
conspiracy too. That they're doing that to break the royals. That wedding and them moving to Canada or somewhere is like
Oh, yeah, we want
them to
fuck
like
up the
set up
royals.
some fucking organization or something in Canada to help bring down the royals. And I don't know.
Yeah.
There's conspiracies everywhere.
There is
You know,
conspiracy.
there's
When it
conspiracies.
comes to the royal family, they probably are the biggest like they have so much power without really having
power.
You know what I mean? Like
they have letters and numbers.
yeah, they are like a country-wide setup, right?
Mm-hmm.
Basically king and queen, but like they don't really have the power of running a country anymore.
Yeah.
But they are still in every level of like government. Or not every level of government. They're in every level of running a country. There's a royal representative of it.
Yeah.
You want to open a school? Get yourself a royal.
Yeah.
You know, you want to open a motorway? Get yourself a royal. You know,
the best thing to come out of the royals is HP brown sauce.
that's not even them. That's Houses of Parliament.
That's right.
That's good.
Right, yeah.
That's good old democracy, Chris.
It's still the best thing.
Of course, her fucking head, Queen's head, is stamped on it. You know what I mean? They're
Exactly.
always there. You know,
They're always watching.
They're totally pervasive. But I am. What am I? The opposite of a royalist. I would love for the monarchy to be disbanded.
Yeah.
Because then you wouldn't have, you know.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have.
You don't need monarchy.
You wouldn't have this whole organization killing people to maintain image.
Yeah,
if they did. We're not saying they did. But we did tell told you a lot of stuff there, and you know, covering up for pedophiles, etc.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
it's a thing. Like,
yeah.
Listen, it's all there.
It is all there. Watch The Crown; it'll explain everything perfectly.
Yeah.
And then listen to this podcast again. So listen to the podcast now. Hello, go watch The Crown.
Some crazy shit, D.
Come back and listen to this again. Everything will make perfect sense. Everything we talked about.
You happy enough to leave it there?
I think so. What's our conclusion? Kind of. We're not sure.
Our conclusion is, well, I don't know what your conclusion is. My conclusion is, I think they were involved in some way.
The royals were involved. Okay.
It just seems. The letter is the biggest thing, I think.
Yeah.
That letter just doesn't just... You don't just write a letter like that.
I think there was an awful situation.
Accuracy.
Yeah, there was an awful situation between Diana and her husband, right?
Yeah.
And I don't necessarily think that they were involved in the crash.
It could have been a lucky hunch as well, you know.
It could have been. You know, they may have tried and failed in the past.
Yeah.
But I think what happened in Paris was a combination of they were driving too fast, definitely. I'm not sure if the paparazzi was
involved.
This white Fiat is interesting because you know that could have been paparazzi taking pictures. Like this idea of a flash going off in the tunnel, that always very convincing to me because it's kind of like we know the paparazzi was all over them like fucking ants. But it could have been a Secret Service agent. It could have been any of those things. I don't know if I think the royal family handled it very poorly, and definitely like part of the reason that she was, you know, surrounded by paparazzi and in this uncomfortable situation, not being able to go out with who she wanted in public, was because of the royal family.
Yeah.
Because of the pressure they put on her.
Yeah.
So like, I'm not going to say that was the reason that the accident happened, but I'm going to say like the royal family, and particularly that dickhead Charles, like kind of ruined.
He's never seen in a good light.
No. You know, like there's not a whole pile of good comes out of. When you get into the nitty gritty of the royal family, there doesn't seem to be a whole pile of good comes out of it.
No, absolutely.
But you do have the Queen, so that's great.
Yeah.
I think.
But like this, guys, if we're not here next week to do a podcast, something's gone horribly
You know
wrong,
what happened.
and you know who to blame it on.
You talk to Elizabeth first.
Yeah, go talk to Lizzie.
You start at the top and work your way down.
Okay, excellent. That's a good way to wrap that up. Community cues.
Community cues. All right, let's do it, boy.
Lighten this bad boy up a bit. Oh, Jesus.
It's pretty late. All we're talking about is 3 people then.
I know.
Family torn apart. No problem.
Our first question this week comes from Gav, the main man.
Whoop.
Now, he asks, what does Chris eat for dinner on Christmas Day? But I'm going to open this up.
I know, I'm interested because I was going to ask the same.
Oh, okay. Well, we're going to open this up to what we both eat on Christmas. Well, this year, actually, my sister and I are picking up a vegan stuffed turkey crown, basically. Yeah.
Right, very good. Is it lab grown or is it, what is it?
No, it's
plant-based.
It's soy, I would imagine.
Oh,
tofu, I
lovely.
think. Which sounds weird. Like, for people who don't eat it sounds weird, but it's got meat texture. It's got a good stuffing in it. Last year we had a really good cranberry and nut roast. Isn't that what it's called? Yeah, nut roast. And that was really good. Now, it doesn't replicate meat at all. In fact, it was more like You know, like that kind of moist stuffing that you get.
Oh yeah.
It was kind of just like that, but it was delicious.
Mhm.
But as someone who doesn't necessarily miss meat or the texture of meat or the taste of meat,
That's what I was about to say.
this is a nice kind of. It's just nice to have it.
Almost,
You know?
why would you want something to substitute meat when you haven't eaten meat in a while?
Exactly, and
You're
the
missing it.
turkey crowns thing that we're picking up this year is which recommended, which I don't fall for a lot of reviews, but when something is which,
Which
recommended,
recommended,
I will pay attention.
Yeah.
Yeah. Case in point, my mattress was which recommended.
Yeah.
Can't
So
go by it.
you're sold, yeah.
Yeah, a
That's
couple of
good.
things I own are which recommended, and I'm like, well, you know, there's a reason that they're which.
Have they led you wrong yet?
No.
There you go.
On top of that, then I will have vegan stuffing, which basically is just stuffing, but as long as there's no butter in
Chicken broth or
it.
whatever.
Yeah. I will have roasties.
Mhm.
I'll have my roasties. I will have my roast veg. Dad will probably do either like a honey glazed veg for them, you know, like roast veg.
Yeah.
But we will have maple syrup glazed.
What's wrong with honey glazed?
We don't eat honey as.
Oh, because
as
it comes from
vegan.
bees?
Yeah, yeah. Now that's a decision that is made by a lot of kind of
Come on, it's fine.
vegan groups throughout the world. Whether you fall on the side of yes, I eat honey or no, I don't eat
Yeah.
honey. I just if I'm gonna do something, I'll take it whole hog and I'll just not
suppose,
touch
yeah.
any plant-based animals
Yeah.
or products. So honey is out for me. I'll have my vegetables. I'll have my stuffing, my potatoes. Yeah, there's like substitutes for everything. Like my dad does a really good creamy mashed potato, and he'll do the exact same for us. Only
Mhm.
we'll use like an oat milk and we'll use a vegan butter
Yeah,
to make them creamy. You know what I mean? Like,
Flora.
yeah, yeah.
Flora's vegan.
You know, so there's
Didn't know that.
You know, there's ways and means around everything. The biggest thing that you're not going to get is turkey and ham, but we're
Mm.
going to have our own alternatives.
Yeah.
And
You're gonna
then
have
for dessert, then
Turkey and tam.
herky and ham.
Yeah, that's what they call it.
God knows what kind of dessert we're going to have. Who knows?
Just
We
have,
can have. Oh, actually, no. My mum's made a really good Christmas pudding or Christmas cake that she's made like months ago, and she's been basting with rum every week since,
That's
keeping it
insane.
preserved in a way. You know,
You
so
get
it's
wrote
good.
off after eating that.
Oh, yeah.
Rum.
That and some custard and something like that.
Why is the
Really
rum
good.
always gone?
Gone. Yeah. That's
Has
what
custard not got eggs in it, Chris?
vegan custard, Alpro custard,
Oh, okay.
which trust me, guys, if you want good custard, Alpro custard is fucking delicious.
There you go.
It tastes just like I remember it in school. Only obviously they weren't using Alpro, so it tastes like birds custard. You know.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's good stuff.
What will you have?
Like
Tell me about your dinner.
the standard, like
Yeah.
we'll have vegetable soup
Excellent.
for starters.
Oh,
Actually,
brilliant.
Mummy usually makes egg mayonnaise as well.
Oh yeah, egg
which I
mayonnaise is a big
thoroughly
thing.
enjoy.
Yeah.
So if we're feeling really fat, I'll probably have both.
Of course you'll have both.
Have a
It's
fucking
Christmas
four
Day.
courser, like. And then yeah, it's as I was saying, your ones inside, like we just have like those turkey ham stuffing slices.
Oh,
like
that's
they're
so
all
good.
pre-cooked and everything.
Yeah.
You just heat them up. I fucking love them. Like I think they're
Mhm.
delicious. The turkey in particular, not the turkey, the stuffing in particular is always like so moist.
So moist. I
love
know
it.
what you're talking about. I can picture it.
Don't even like when turkey or when stuffing is too dried up. I don't even like it. Like I would actively say I don't want that.
You don't want it.
But moist stuffing,
Moist stuffing
is
is
delicious.
Good.
So we'll have that bad
It's
boy.
really, really good.
the
Okay.
same stuff. Like you have mashed potatoes, roasties, probably carrots. I think Brussels sprouts do make an appearance. Like
Oh, I
you
love
know,
Brussels
they're
sprouts.
just there.
I think Brussels
to be
sprouts
eaten.
are a winner. Yeah.
I mean, they're fine.
So you get Brussels sprouts the next day and you kind of shred them up.
Mhm.
It's like a cabbage, fry it in the pan, throw in a little bit of like some kind of nuts or something in there as well. That's quite good. Maybe some kind of
Nuts for you potentially, but Babish has convinced me of the correct way to cook Brussels sprouts
which
is layer them, put your bacon on top of them.
bacon. Yeah.
Yeah,
Dad does them with bacon.
you get bacon fat Brussels sprouts, and
Yeah.
you get super crispy bacon.
Delicious.
Yeah, you can't go wrong.
Yeah.
You can't go
exactly.
wrong.
Yeah. Dad will also put bacon on the turkey as well.
Yeah, right enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And butter.
then that's it. Like, what else? What else do you have there? Like,
Will you have any kind of dessert?
there'll be gravy, obviously. Mummy usually does.
Roast potatoes?
Oh yeah, roast potatoes for
Roast
sure. Yeah,
potatoes.
Mummy usually does. Well, actually, no, she won't do it this year.
What was?
She usually does turkey ham, and then she also do a roast
Oh yeah.
because, like, whenever Louise and stuff was still here, she would probably prefer roast
Roast
over turkey.
over it, yeah.
But
My brother will buy a roast. Like mum and dad probably wouldn't buy a roast. Last year, Aaron bought a roast specifically because he wanted a roast. So we cooked a roast, and there was roast for dinner too.
there you go.
Yeah,
It's mix and match. Put
Yeah,
everything on a plate,
exactly,
guys.
yeah.
It's Christmas. You can have whatever you want.
yeah.
Yeah, for dessert, it's like normally.
Oh, sorry, cranberry sauce. Are you a fan of cranberry sauce?
I'm not a fan of cranberry sauce. I do not care for cranberry sauce.
Huge fan of cranberry sauce.
Well, that's good. I'm glad that you enjoy the cranberry.
I do, especially on a sandwich.
Oh, in a sandwich? Yeah.
Oh boy.
I don't mind it. It's
Oh,
kind
boy.
of, the sweetness just kind of, I just don't want that
Really?
with the food. Yeah, I just don't. I don't know
like
why.
It. I really like it.
I'm in a savory kind of buzz, and that's where I'm going to go with it.
Okay.
I don't know
Okay,
why.
so tell me about your dessert. Do you have any kind of dessert?
Yes, but it's usually an hour and a half after dinner.
Oh, Hondy.
Yeah. It's usually like we will go nap. We will all go like lie down.
Collectively, no.
Yeah. Either we'll watch TV
We just
and
pass
just
out
lie
and
there,
everybody just, yes,
or
yes,
like
yes, yes.
like the last few years I have genuinely, because we stay up quite late Christmas Eve doing like presents and stuff.
100%, yeah.
That's can we do Chris Kringle on New Year's Eve.
Yes.
New Year's Eve? We do it Christmas Eve because
I know what you're talking
that
about.
makes
I know
more
what you're
sense. So we're up quite late, and then you need the nap on Christmas Day.
You need the nap on Christmas Day. It's the thing is, we've talked about this before. It's such a rush and such a buzz to get there,
Oh, yeah.
and then after the whole buzz of the morning and the dinner, it's just you just crash.
Yeah,
You fucking crash hard.
It's just time to relax.
Like 8 a.m. Like we are like shoveling sweets in. There's a sugar rush, and then all of a sudden, boom! It's like lights out. Here we go. I am out on the floor in front of the fire. Gone.
Yeah,
Gone.
yeah. That's it's idyllic.
Chocolate all around my mouth. Bottle of Slur in one hand. You know.
So we I normally wake up and it's dark again, like because we have dinner around 3 o'clock ish,
Yeah, yeah.
maybe 2 o'clock.
Oh, in time for the Queen's speech, the 3 o'clock Queen's speech.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
I watch it every year, and I sit there and I go, "You killed Diana, you bitch."
A lot of people time their dinners for that.
Oh yeah,
That's a
people
huge
love that
thing.
shit.
We
like-
do. We do not.
No, we do not.
We're more of an earlier dinner, so we'll go like 1:30, 2ish.
Yeah. We go a little bit later, and then wake up. Normally it's dark again. That's when we have a bit of ice cream, or I think Mummy does like apple tart and
Oh,
custard,
delicious! Yeah,
sandwich
crumbles,
stuff like.
things like that. Yeah.
I'm not sure. It varies year by year. I don't know what we'll have this year.
And then you have some alcohol,
I'm
maybe.
take it or leave it. Like
Yeah,
I don't
exactly, yeah.
care
Yeah.
much for.
Yeah.
Particularly not with food. Like I'll not have.
No,
There'll be
no.
champagne or like maybe like a, what do you call that cheaper champagne?
Oh, like a Bucks Fizz or
It's not called champagne. It's called something else.
Champagne.
Champagne. Man, I can't. Prosecco.
Prosecco. Yeah.
And we have
Oh,
prosecco.
Prosecco's quite. You can get pricey prosecco.
Oh, you get pricey prosecco,
Yeah.
but like you'd get cheaper prosecco.
Mhm.
A bit of it or something with dinner. I'd maybe have a glass.
You ever put a bit of pomegranate into that, bad
Nope.
boy?
I'm
You get pomegranate, put a bit into that, bad boy.
okay.
Okay.
Sure.
Do it. I'm telling you.
I'm not gonna get my hands on pomegranate like between now and Christmas. Like,
I'll get you one.
get me one then. So yeah.
Right. I'll have you one. Oh,
If you have one ready for me to take, the last podcast we do, I'll take it. I'll come down here.
perfect.
And we'll
That's
take
fine.
it.
That's fine.
Right.
That's fine.
Right, and
I
I
will
will
do
put it in my
Yep.
prosecco.
Yep.
If we don't have a prosecco, I'll buy prosecco.
Yeah.
I'll go
I
out.
guarantee your family will like it.
Okay.
Guaranteed. It's fucking delicious.
So yeah, that's the plan.
Yeah.
That'll be it, and then it'll just be some sort of movie, Christmas movie. We'll watch it,
Brilliant.
pass out.
Pass it.
That's
Dude, that
what
sounds
we've
terrific.
I'll play with all my toys then.
Yeah. Obviously. Yeah.
I'll probably get Lego this year. I'm so excited.
Well, that's it. Like we'll spend. Yeah, that's it. We'll spend the day, the morning. Like, the wee ones are going mad, opening presents and shit like that, and
It's always great to have wee ones as well. When
it's
Christmas.
fucking awesome.
It makes it
It's
so much better.
It's fucking awesome. Yeah, we actually have Elf on the shelf every day doing something crazy about the house now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, at the minute, and even I am buzzed to come down and see what's going on. This morning there was a candy cane hunt around the house
Oh fuck yes.
Yeah.
Excellent. Does your elf move?
every night
Yeah, that's
into
good.
some other kind of weird position or doing something naughty about the house. You know,
Doing something naughty in a new
You can't,
position.
yeah.
A dirty elf. Huh?
Dirty elf. It's been a long year for him. He got to get his jollies on somewhere.
He gets 1 month of fun. He makes the most of it. Oh my god.
Yes, he does. Thank you for the question, Gavin, about what I eat for dinner. This is where we went.
It was more of a Christmas
Yeah.
discussion, but yeah, that was
love
good.
it, love it. Second question this week. Wrote this one down from Live Berries. How do you prepare for each podcast?
Do we prepare?
So do you want the real answer or do you want the fake answer?
Do you want the empty promise
Mhm.
answer, or do you want the actual
The
answer?
actual
The
answer.
empty promise answer is that every week we sit down, we have a meeting on a Wednesday. It lasts about an hour. We'll discuss all of the topics we're going to go through. We have a short list of the news items that we want to bring up, and we'll discuss, does that make it in or does it not? And then we'll decide who's going to tell which piece of news. Then we move on to the main topic, get like our ideas in order, kind of organize what topic's going to be discussed when, who's going to cover what, who's going to do the research, and then obviously the links. You want to have references for everything we say. We're going to back it up with references. Don't want to say anything unplanned. And then that's the Wednesday call. We'll have a short call yesterday morning. We just had one just to check up that everyone's fine, got all the equipment, and then we come in here My notes are there. Christopher notes are just here, and we're reading off of those. That's how we genuinely plan. That's the epic promise answer. The genuine answer? Do you want to take the genuine answer?
The genuine answer is before we leave today, we'll go, what do you want to cover next week? Lady Diana? Perfect.
Yeah.
Saturday, I'll text D, 10 o'clock suit. Yeah, we come in here and we fucking wing it.
Yeah. 11 o'clock last night, I Googled Princess Diana conspiracies.
Yeah.
Saved fucking Wikipedia pages to my phone, and then...
we completely wing it. And then before we're sitting down, we kind of touch on, oh, this will be good.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you should cover that. Have you got any news this week? I have some news this week. Okay, I'll cover that.
To be fair, I think...
No, yeah.
I normally will check news on like the day before. I'll check the news of the last week and find whatever interesting pieces I do. I'll find something about Nick Cage. That's my plan. And then for the main topic, I'll like what I did this week. I just read various articles, different conspiracies, and got like in my head. And then on a Google Docs, I wrote down like kind of like, let's do background, let's do the event, let's do various theories. And then I didn't open that document today. And which is why we were so all over the place discussing it.
It was nice. I
prefer like to kind of just be able to, we'll talk about things together, and then we'll like bring something that I read will tie into what you've brought up, and vice versa.
I'll kind of do something similar during the week. I'll see a lot of news and different articles, either like on like Instagram or Google or something like that. I will literally screenshot the news and not read it, and a day or two before I'll go back through, find what ones I want to take, if I want to take any of them, and bring them. If it's a topic like this today where I know we're both going to sit down and we're both covering the same topic, I will more than likely do what Dee does, open up a couple of different articles, have a read. Are these suitable? Yes, that's fine, but I'll not read too much into them. If it's a topic such as like a serial killer that I'm bringing to Dee, or a story I'm bringing to Dee, I will do a bit more research on it, because I want to know what exactly I'm going to cover, what needs to be said, what can be left out, that kind of thing.
True,
that kind of way.
For those that kind of like one of us is just like leading it, I think that's when we have more like, we'll not script it, but like, I'm going to talk about all of this stuff first, then I'll move on to this stuff.
Exactly. Then a closing,
so we do some prep. Like I think it depends on the episode as well. Like, because some episodes we just come in, we're like, oh, we're just going to talk about what did we do like the week before last? Before Dahmer,
we did.
It was like a loosey goosey one. Oh, nuclear apocalypse. And it was just like, here's a bunch of facts about nuclear apocalypse.
That was great, actually. I enjoyed it as well. So some of them work out really well. Other ones, to you guys, might just sound like a normal podcast, but to us at the end of it, we're kind of like, that could have been better. We could have done this. Yeah. That's what we'll do in terms of like getting our news and stuff. I asked you guys for questions towards like the Thursday or Friday of a week. I'm in touch with some of you during the week as well, and if there's anything interesting comes up, I'll
basically 100% get the questions and do all of the community integration stuff. I do zero of that.
You do the Nick Cage and most of the news. To be fair, I barely touch on that.
And then Christopher edits pretty much all of it, and then I'll do the thumbnail.
That's right. There's the editing afterwards, and then the thumbnail afterwards, and it all goes up then most times on time. The video has been tough to get up the last couple of weeks on time, but it's still been there.
Yep.
But that's it. That's how we get a show done every week.
Yeah. Camera's over there.
Sometimes it works, sometimes it does not.
Yeah. We're learning. It's a learning process.
It is a learning process, yeah, completely. But we aim to get better. Next year will be even better. One final question, Dee. There's a big one. There's a couple of different parts to this one. Okay. This one comes from Ariane Davies on Instagram. So I have a question for you guys. If you could wake up in the body of A, a celebrity, B, someone of the opposite sex, or C, one another, which would you choose, and what would you do with the time that you had in their body? Also, Bug's Life is the best Pixar film.
Okay, let's start on Bug's Life, because that's a whole barrel of words.
Elephant in the fucking room right there.
Yeah, that's probably a fair one, I'd say.
Bug's Life?
Yeah.
That's the best Pixar movie? No, don't agree.
I mean, I prefer Ants.
I like Ants too. I like me Woody Allen, you know? and fucking Sliced Alone. That's a fucking awful movie.
All I can imagine is fucking Michael Scott as well. It's like ants. I don't like ants. I don't like ants.
Bug's Life is not the.
Yeah, it would not be my pick. Like, but I can listen.
Great movie. Yeah. Wouldn't be mine.
Yours is Up, obviously. Your favorite.
Obviously, fucking love Up.
Um,
Right. So why don't we go?
is it like we're doing all three, or we just have to pick between the three?
I was gonna say, why don't we do all three?
A celebrity?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be so boring. I'm gonna pick like
You wake up in the body of a celebrity. Who you gonna pick?
probably like Bill Gates or Warren Buffett, and then I just transfer
Oh, yeah.
half of my wealth to
Okay.
my personal account
Okay.
and be like, yep.
Well, I'm thinking if I have a 24-hour stint to do this, like you could transfer to like someone in space. That'd be a celebrity.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, one of the astronauts. Yeah,
Just be like,
I don't know any of their names right now.
I'm in space for a day.
Who's
That's
in
pretty
space?
cool.
That is pretty fucking cool. That's
Yeah.
one of my like one of my dreams.
I know
and
it is,
and I
yeah.
mean like a dreamy dream, like a dream that's not really attainable dream. It's like fucking wind up in space somehow.
you just wind up. You
just-
could go to
just, like,
space. They're
pop-
going to start introducing like space travel.
They probably will, but it's gonna be like super expensive.
You
Like,
can save.
I could save.
Yeah, you can save.
But it's like, save and buy like a mansion.
Yeah.
And go to space for an hour.
I mean,
what are you gonna do?
Yeah, but you could come back home, write a book about your experience of space,
True.
earn enough money to buy your mansion.
Maybe.
There you go.
We'll have to work it out. We'll have to see how well the podcast.
The body
is.
of a celebrity, though. The body of a celebrity. I don't know. I'm trying to think who.
Like just to live a day in a day in the life.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of who has a pretty interesting life.
Tom Cruise.
Oh, that'd be pretty cool. Oh yeah, when
Because you could go to space. You could knock that one off too.
when he's doing a pretty like big role,
Yeah.
that'd be pretty awesome.
But he's
actually.
shooting a film in space, so I could get that one knocked off too.
That's right, yeah.
As Tom
He's
Cruise.
fucking weird.
But yeah, that would be weird. And you'd learn all the shit about Scientology, find out the truth.
I don't
Well,
know about that.
The truth.
Yeah, that's a topic we got to cover as well.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Scientology. Yeah.
Find out about all of the negative ions. and-
Recent converts to Scientology.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get indoctrinated in one day.
I think I'd like to be on a move. Well, I don't know, sports person. You see, sports people are pretty cool. Maybe a big game of sorts. Feel that
Lewis
buzz.
Hamilton?
Feel that. Nah,
In the car.
I can drive pretty quick.
And people are like, why is Lewis Hamilton so shit today? They're like 15 miles an hour.
All right.
Not that you'd be shit, Chris.
That I was
But
going to
compared
bring.
to Lewis
I was going to
Hamilton.
bring up sports news this week.
Oh yeah, he got corona, didn't he?
He got the COVID. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
But he's
well-
already won, hasn't he?
Yeah, we're away from that. Let's come back. Maybe as a video game producer.
No, that's not going
Boring?
to be very interesting. Yeah. That's going to be dull as fuck. Like, let's be real here.
At the launch of a new game.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
See, Neil Druckmann is now head of
co-president.
co-president. Sorry, yeah.
Of
Naughty Dog.
Yeah.
Naughty
that would-
Dog.
Like that would be interesting enough, but like I think like those big productions are like like a regular day in the life would just be boring. I think just be standard, like kind of like let's go and have a meeting. Blah
Jesus,
blah
I genuinely don't know. I don't have too many.
blah. Astronauts are great, shit. That's a great one. Just
think?
that's a completely unique experience.
Yeah.
What else would be a completely unique experience like that? Like
A train driver.
train driver, maybe like a pilot,
Yeah.
not like an F1 pilot. But those aren't really celebrities again.
Fuck. I genuinely don't know. Can we go back in time? Do you want to open this up?
Ardal O'Hanlon,
That's just
Dougal from Father Ted.
That's just a weird one. Now or when he was
no,
on set?
today.
Wow.
No,
Okay.
like I'm just trying to think of a.
What about like the captain of the RMS Titanic?
Oh, anytime in history?
Yeah.
Nah, he's not really a celebrity. Are you a celebrity if you kill 1,200 people?
What about Hitler
No.
on your like 5th birthday? Jesus.
You want to be Hitler on his 5th birthday?
I don't know.
Why?
Yeah.
Hitler on the day he gets rejected from art school.
Maybe.
Find out what was going on. Although it's you though, you're in control.
Yeah,
so
I know.
You'd be the one.
I know, fuck.
You'd be like the one
I could
starting a war. And
just Hitler on his 5th birthday. I could just
Couldn't
jump
do-
off a bridge. No, there's a Hitler paradox.
yeah, there is a Hitler paradox. There's a paradox for all those things.
Do
Did you ever see Ricky Gervais had one random episode of some show I was watching? He had a picture of Hitler as a baby in his pocket. And I was
Why?
like, why? Because he wanted to show people, it's like, oh, you're going to go back in time and you're going to kill a baby. That's what you're going to do. Seriously, you're going to feel comfortable doing that? He's like, no, you're not. Fuck up. No, you're
Yeah,
not. You're going
exactly,
to kill
yeah.
a baby.
Yeah.
You're going to look at a baby, you're going to go, this is a child. He hasn't
Yeah.
done nothing wrong.
But do you know the Hitler paradox? I read about the Hitler paradox there recently.
Was it, so if you go back in time and kill Hitler.
So everyone's like, oh, I just go back in time and kill Hitler. But if you
Right.
go back in time and kill Hitler, there's no war. Because Hitler won't
Yeah, yeah.
Hitler won't have created that mass genocide.
Yeah.
So therefore, if there's no war, you'll not have to go back in time. But if you don't go back in time,
There will be a war.
there will be a war.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter what you do,
Yeah,
there's going to
it's
be...
like if you go back in time and kill the person who invented the time machine.
then
How do you go back in time to kill them? You can't do that.
yeah,
So
exactly.
It's
Oh
paradox.
Jesus, that hurt my head for a
go
split
back in
second
time and
there.
kill your grandfather. How are you ever born to go back in time in the first
Exactly.
place? Yeah. Paradoxes. We'll talk.
Paradox.
We'll do an episode.
That'd be
of
pretty
paradoxes.
cool. Yeah. What
Anyway.
about Nick Cage?
Oh, how did we not think of
What
that?
about Nick Cage?
That's the answer.
There you go.
That's it.
That's our celebrity answer.
You're going to do something wild.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to experience an absolute insane lifestyle. You're walking around in a pink leather jacket.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nick Cage is the answer.
Excellent.
There you go.
Excellent.
Thank you
There
for
you
that
go.
question.
What about someone of the opposite sex?
Like
Like,
fuck.
what do you got to do as a female? You don't have to pick someone, but what do you got to do as a female? Feel myself.
Be discriminated?
I guess. Yeah. Stand
Harassed?
up against women's rights.
Oh,
Spend my day as an activist.
any female?
Yeah, any female. Like, you don't have to pick one and say one.
Or is it just like, I am going to be a woman? I'm just going to be like the same job, same life, except I'm just a female.
a female body. You wake up with a female body.
Yeah, I suppose. I don't know. Look, I don't really know what you can do that. You can just, feel yourself. That's the answer, isn't it?
I mean, that's every
like-
prepubescent boy.
I've got boobs.
yeah.
Here we go.
I'm pretty sure that would run out pretty quickly. Though.
Yeah, it's not going to be very
First
exciting.
hour, it's like,
if It's
okay.
just like,
Now what?
none of these are just a pain in the ass.
Yeah. I mean, maybe if you were a woman who was about to go into labour. Now there's an
That's
interesting
the
day.
worst time.
There's an interesting day. Let's see what this is all about.
True.
Yeah.
You know, men can't relate to the pain of childbirth.
Yeah.
Well, now I can.
Getting kicked in the crotch, and I know everyone's like, oh, it's not the same. It doesn't matter. Even if you get flicked in the crotch, it is a pain beyond measure.
It's a different pain, a pain beyond pleasure.
Beyond measure, Jesus.
Yeah. We do have different thresholds for pain though, don't we?
Or what, male and female?
Yeah.
Females have much higher.
Much higher.
Much
That's what I'm saying. It's like kind of like
Yeah.
we feel like getting flicked in the balls is so much is just bad because we have such a lower threshold for pain.
Yeah, that's probably just like the opening hour of labour. Then it just
hour one.
peaks. That's like when the water breaks or something.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. We have no comprehension.
and one another.
God.
So
I guess if I'm you, I have to go for like a 6-hour run.
you don't have
or
to.
something.
What do I get to do? I get to wake up and
You get to wake up and
I
you get to
guess-
wake up to the dogs.
I'm an extra
Hey.
3 inches taller.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Use it wisely, my friend.
I will use that wisely.
Go up, start reaching for things on the top.
I get to
shelf.
see what it's like to wear glasses on a daily basis.
True.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
Yeah.
I'd like to see. What
You
that's
wake
like.
up blind.
Yeah.
when
Can I see your glasses?
Yep.
I'm gonna see what this is like on podcast.
You won't wake up that blind actually. What'll I do? I'll
There we go.
I have good. You look good with glasses.
Thank you.
Suits you.
Wow.
Pretty big glasses.
I know I'm looking here. Camera's there.
I think.
I can still read stuff.
Yeah, you know my glasses aren't bad. I'm
Yeah, they're
short-sighted. I can see you perfectly fine. I can see everything in this room perfectly fine.
Yeah, does that mean... Yeah, when I look at something far away, that's quite blurred.
Oh, it is blurred. Yeah. See, for me, it's blurred regularly. If I put the glasses on, I can see.
Yeah.
I can nearly read everything on that board. Well, no, I can't read that, but that's because you're right. It's fucking atrocious.
Yeah.
As you, Chris, I think I would use my new physical acumen. I would do a run and lift some heavy things.
feel the burn, I guess.
Feel the burn, yeah. And then I would, I don't know. I'd eat meat
Oh,
just so you can deal with that the next day.
Oh, God. What did he do to you? What has he done?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I just eat nothing but meat.
Milk
Nothing but meat and protein.
cheese.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh,
that's
Jesus.
gonna be a messy situation.
Oh, well, if that's the case, then I'm going to have to do something fucking awful to you then, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what I can do that's awful.
Get
though.
you hammered drunk.
Yeah.
You wake up with
that's
it.
what I do.
I love how we would just
Stocious.
torment
Yeah.
each other, like give them the
Yeah.
chance.
Here's your body back.
Yeah, you dick. Oh yeah, that's a good question.
That
yeah.
is a great question. That's opened up a lot of doors.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. But I don't know how we never thought of our Lord and Savior
I
Nick
know,
Cage.
I know.
Like, Jesus.
I regret not immediately going to that.
Mhm.
But yeah.
More stuff will probably creep into my head as we go along. But yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. Thank you
Thank
for the
you.
question. Thank you everybody for the questions this week. They were awesome. Let's get personal.
With the
Let's get
podcast,
physical.
personal
That could be a good little intro jingle for this.
podcast. No, I lost it.
Let's get personal.
And then it fades out.
Mhm.
And you go, and now we're doing personal with the podcast.
Yeah.
In that voice.
Oh, I like that.
You know, how personal do we get? Get pretty personal.
We do get pretty personal.
Got this growth on my arm.
Oh, nice.
Under my arm.
Does this look infected?
You want to see that? Got this rash.
This is the part of the show where we just talk about basically what we've done, eaten, and seen over the last week. I'll tell you what I've done, Dee. Did you see our Instagram story yesterday?
Oh, did I? The tree? No. Maybe.
No.
Earlier in the week.
What'd you do? I bought Call of Duty.
Oh, Cold War.
Yeah, I did
Nice.
it. Pulled the pin. I was like, I'm not waiting any longer.
And?
Got it yesterday. Fucking, it's good.
Oh, I was waiting for you to say I haven't played it.
Granted, I've only played multiplayer.
Oh, have you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I haven't started campaign yet. I'm gonna wait and see.
I heard the campaign does some pretty interesting things.
I would imagine so. I'm intrigued with the Cold War because I know little about it, so I want to know more. But the multiplayer, it's just brilliant multiplayer. Dude.
Well, that's good to hear.
I'm thoroughly enjoying it. Very, very much. The gunplay is good. It's smooth. The matches are good. The maps, 80% of the maps I'm enjoying.
Miami is the hated one, isn't it?
I think so. There's one called Garrison. That's a fucking bane.
Which one? Is that the one where it's like red rocks? That one? No.
No, it's just like an old. It looks almost like a hangar, and there's just like a couple of army trucks and things like that in it. It's fucking awful. Nuketown, tremendous.
Oh, well, as always, yeah. Nuketown. It's a classic.
But I'm really enjoying it. So that is my day ahead.
Oh, excellent.
Is I'm gonna play some more COD.
I might. No, I won't.
What?
I was gonna say we might get it and we can jump on.
Do that.
It's crossplay, right? So I can play on the PC.
It is. If you did that, I would love you for eternity.
Fuck.
We could.
Because Laura has been saying, should we get it or not?
Yes, Laura. If you're listening to this now, yes, he will. He will buy this now. Buy it. I'm telling you. I'm gonna plague you with messages today. Buy it.
Right. Maybe
Buy it.
We'll see.
Definitely.
We're coming into Christmas. Gotta save up the money for the gifts for the people.
I know. Well, that's something else I did this week. I had got no Christmas shopping done until Wednesday, and I had a day free Wednesday. And you know what I did?
You didn't do your shopping.
I got it all done inside an hour.
Oh,
online.
Online or in person. Yeah.
Oh fuck no.
Are any shops open yet for shopping? No.
No.
Oh, okay. Has to be.
Oh well, the South's back open from Tuesday, and the North's.
It's open from next Friday, I think.
Yeah. Online. I knew what I was going for, and I was like,
that makes a big difference.
Let's just go.
Once you have an idea in your head, like
boom, boom, boom,
it becomes a lot easier.
Yeah.
I think.
I got my little brother and sister's Santa list.
Okay, cool.
And I was just like, I'm gonna buy this, and this off it.
Nice.
Told my mum and dad. I was like, this, see this?
You communicate with Sand and tell him, don't worry about this stuff. I got this.
You communicate with the big guy. Yeah. And be like, there you go.
Big Saint Nick.
Got my other brother and sister.
I want you to make a call to the fat man.
Yeah.
Tell him I got this.
Yeah. So that's me covered, basically.
Excellent.
Now. It's nice knowing that that's done and dusted out of the room.
Oh, yeah, that's a relief beyond all measure.
Yeah, I don't know why I put so much stress on myself to do it, but it's...
Well, no, it's good to get that done. I have to get it all done. What's wrong?
We are not at 2 hours 43 minutes.
We did talk for a long
We didn't
while.
start at 22 minutes.
Okay.
So
it's still 2 hours and 20 minutes.
2:20.
We're wrapping it up, boys.
Yeah.
Diana is a big topic. You
Yeah,
gotta,
big fucking topic.
give it all the credit. She could have been a two-parter, but here we are.
Yeah, what'd you do this
What I do? I played a lot of games, actually. I'm playing a lot of games.
Yeah, tell me what you're playing.
I finished Tomb Raider Shadow.
Yes. Good ending? Okay.
It's probably the weakest story of them all,
That's
Chris, to be honest. It's hard to relate to an ancient Mayan civilization and saving the world. It just was too beyond reality for me to really grasp. Yeah. And because they were trying to mix the lines between realism and then kind of the fantasy. They should have just went one way or the other, and I think I would have been more invested. But yeah, it was fine.
Okay.
Great tombs, great exploration, but honestly, only about a 7 out of 10.
Oh.
I think it does suffer from the fact that it's basically the same game as the previous two. Started up on Jedi Fallen Order.
Nice.
The Star Wars game, yeah.
Nice.
I'm enjoying that. It's quite a well-made game.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Playing that. I'm gonna play Control next as well, because it got added to Game Pass, and I'm like, that was a game I was very interested in. So I played a bunch of games. What else? Do you know, we have just been working.
Yeah.
I haven't even left the house. Last weekend, Laura had days off last weekend. She's playing the World of Warcraft expansion. So she was like, yeah, I'm quite happy just to literally do nothing. We'll sit in here, we'll make food, we'll play games. Terrific, yeah, it was excellent.
That's what my upcoming weekend plan will be.
Oh, Terrific.
I know I'm going to be stuck so far in the cod that that is what I'm going to do, like, in the next weekend coming.
That's a good way to, it's good to have just time where you can just, I don't want to say waste playing games, but you can just like play games.
This felt like a busy week. I don't know why. It just felt like
shopping does that, like.
Yeah, it was just one day, but even aside from that, we had issues with like the fire down the gym.
Oh, yeah.
A couple more people starting with me, and then it's just because I've been out of that kind of work for so long and trying to manage it again. It's just been weird.
Yeah.
It's been a weird experience.
It will feel like time's dragging on, not dragging on, but it'll feel like it's taking up a lot of your time because it's all new and different. Like.
Exactly, it's different. I'm incredibly and eternally thankful for it. But
it looks like it's going really well anyway.
So far, so good. Yeah,
that's good.
We got the Christmas tree, which you've seen inside.
Yes, the fucking 19-footer.
Yeah,
like
so the house is being kitted out with Christmas decor, which is nice. It's starting to feel a lot like Christmas Day.
So the music's on. You got the cinnamon burning. You got the smells.
Yeah.
You got the colours, the lights.
Yeah, exactly. And on Wednesday, I did Wednesday past there. I had my longest training run in a while at a 20-miler.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I was fucking tired after that day. I tell you what. Yeah. The run itself went quite well, and then afterwards, I just, I don't know what it was. I just wasn't right. Just didn't have the stomach to eat much and things like that. I just found it tough. So that pretty much killed Wednesday. Thursday, I was starting to recover, and then Friday. Yesterday was 2 days ago was 2 days ago. So.
It was.
Yeah. I've been watching The Office.
Oh, excellent.
And I've had nothing really noteworthy to eat that I would really write home about. So.
Yeah, I think we're in the same boat. Like we really haven't had anything.
Yeah, I think it's the build up to Christmas as well.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
I'm snacking and stuff, but nothing that I'd really be like, oh, you got to try this.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing.
I haven't tried anything new and interesting in a while. Like we've been making very standard dishes.
Yeah.
Which is fine. You got to eat.
I got a new idea for a page. I'll run by you a secondary page to the Empty Promise page that I'm gonna start on Instagram probably soon, but more than likely January. It'll be a January thing. So
is that the name of the page?
Look out for that.
It's a January thing.
Oh, that's nice.
It's the name of the thing.
That could be a new podcast.
You can only do it in January.
It's a new podcast for us, Dave.
Yeah.
New podcast.
Very good.
Yeah.
That sounds interesting.
Yeah.
Something to plan.
We have for the next we've got 2 more podcasts that we say before Christmas?
Yeah.
Hopefully at least one of them will be joined by a guest.
Okay, terrific.
Yeah.
We'll
hammer out another big topic. The poll this week went up as to what we should talk about. Princess Diana won that poll hands down.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people eager to hear another fantastic human feat, followed closely by serial killers.
Okay.
And then followed by something else after that.
I think we should steer away from serial killers for the Christmas period, the holiday period.
That's not a bad idea because
keep it light and breezy.
One of the next serial killers I want to talk about is a big fucking topic as well. Yeah. So I'd like to steer away from that. Maybe do a nice fantastic human feat and then something a bit more joyous towards Christmas movies or something.
Oh yeah, that would be a good one.
That'd be nice.
Nicholas Christmas movies. Nicholas Cage-mas movies.
I forgot to mention on this day in 320 AD, Saint Nicholas died.
My God.
Mm-hmm.
The original Saint Nick.
Mm-hmm. I don't know how I forgot to fucking mention that.
There you go.
That's sloppy work on my behalf.
It's fine. It's fine because it's you get so many humdingers week in week out. You're allowed one miss every once in a while.
I can feel these drinks running through me.
I know.
I'm in serious need of a toilet again. Every single week we do this. Would
you bring up a full cup of tea and a can of Monster?
And I had a can of Coke.
What's that? It's about 1.5 liters. No, it's not. It's about a liter.
Is it? Oh yeah.
Well, how much? Maybe no. What's
that's about
300 milliliters.
Yeah, 330.
250 maybe. 330. Let's say a can.
A can.
There you go. Listen, guys, that's a lot of water. It's plenty of water.
That's a lot of liquids.
It's a bladder's worth.
I think a New Year resolution will get a toilet installed up here. That'd be so fucking handy.
That would, but
just walk out there and
so
pee.
needless as well.
Needless. No.
Of all the
so
things.
Reckless.
Yeah.
Hey, your rating is reckless. Do you remember that?
No.
Do you remember that? What was that? The Simpsons Road Rage. When you'd finish, it'd be like, hey, your rating is, and then it would give you your rating. But
really
reckless.
Road Rage.
Fuck.
I'm a hit and run player, Chris. You know that.
I love hit and run.
It's a great game.
It's so good. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's time to wrap this fucker up because it's a big one. Thank you if you've made it this far. perhaps you're willing to go just a little bit further. Give us that thumbs up. Give us that like. And give us that rating.
Star rating.
Yeah. Get in contact with us.
Mm-hmm.
Let us know what your thoughts are. Let us know your thoughts on the new segment. What would you get rid of?
Yeah.
That seems like so long ago that we did that. It was like 2 hours ago we did that fucker.
Also,
Holy
if
shit.
you have to pick a celebrity's life to live,
Yeah.
who's it going to be if not Nick Cage?
Yeah,
which
what
is
would you do
it
if
should
you
be.
were living in our bodies for a day?
Jesus
Our
Christ.
exciting physiques.
My God. If you were... if only you could see my body.
Yes, get in contact with us through our Instagram or Twitter. Search for the handle Empty Promise Podcast. Video version is available at youtube.com/Empty Promise Podcast, and the audio is available on any podcast hosting service. You can also get in touch with us through our email, which is
emptypromisepodcast@gmail.com.
so good. So good.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining me across the table this week, Dee. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Yeah,
And
ditto.
we look forward to seeing you all next week, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. Goodbye and God bless.
Bye-bye.